Okay, this is it. It's the last day of these questions today. This is it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is it. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show today. I'm so glad that you're alive. I'm so glad that you're here. How the heck are you? All right. Only 5 minutes late. I'm sorry. I was making tea. 5 minutes late. We got it. Oh, yeah. Let's cut it hard. Should we cut it hard or fade out? Let's cut it hard. All right, cool. We cut it hard. We like to cut it hard around here. The way to get on the show is https://morningsky.live/pyb. All right, morningsky.live/pyb is the jam. There we go. I'm going to fix the mic. Okay, I will. Thank you. I've been playing a lot with my computer lately, and then it should be fine right now. Thank you so much for telling me that. Tin can. I'm in the tin can. I'm in the tin can alley. My whole life is turned upside down right now because I had to find cable. I had to find an HDMI cable. I had to find USB-C cables. Everything was going mad. And now my gaming PC is starting in front of me while we're doing this. So I'm pretty excited. It's going nuts. But you could go ahead and call in anytime you'd like. If you'd like to join me, I'd be super stoked about that. This is the Pick Your Battles show. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. If you want to get nasty, come on down. You can come and talk to me about anything on your mind. I hope that you enjoyed the Rob Hood show. I was having a good time there in the beginning. It was good fun. I found this thing called Weigh-In Video, which is cheaper than Opus Clips, because I was looking at my gaming content. And I was talking to the AI, and it's like, you need to do clips. You need to do clips. And I'm like, but I'm out of credits because I already do another show. And I was like, oh, God damn it. That's how it is. Hey, tell Chip Pixie to come over here. Get over here. And men actually prefer conservative women. Do men prefer conservative women? Is that true? Men prefer conservative women. Come on the show and talk to me about that. I'd love to know why you think that. Women actually prefer conservative men and men actually prefer conservative women. Is that true? Maybe that should be one of the questions for the show next week. Do men prefer conservative women? Do you prefer conservative women? Not in your experience. I don't think that's true. Oh, she's in the other chat. Yeah, there's two chats. I'm sorry. There's a whole thing with this. YouTube does that. If you're on YouTube, we're doing vertical and horizontal. Vizzy and horizontal. If you're on Kick, Twitch, or Facebook, I think it's all horizontal. But on YouTube, they split the audience. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about that. I'm sorry. Trump is Jesus. Is that what's going on? I was wondering about that. Is Trump Jesus? I had no idea. All this time I was confused. I thought Trump was just a doctor. This whole time I thought Trump was a doctor. Open-mindedness is a big priority for me. Nice. It's a big priority for me too. I think so too. For sure. Yes. I think it's awesome. Chai Pixie Mira Minute. Okay, so you could come on any moment. The questions of the day are, is USA a democracy if even if your workplace isn't? Why is veganism a necessity? And should Trump be tried as an adult? Should he be tried as an adult? Does the news serve power or the people? And which race is the most violent? It's pretty fun stuff to talk about. Or you could BYOB and just call in. We love to have a dialectic, whatever's on your mind. I'm like the white version. I'm like the white version of Frasier. I'm like Frasier, except I'm a little spicier. Trump is Jesus for the pedophile class. Well, yeah, man, it's true. All right. Okay. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day today. Are you having a beautiful day? I hope you are. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful day. I was going to do a guitar stream, but I didn't want to go and do it in the middle of Boston Rob. Boston Rob was on a roll. I didn't feel like going and doing my guitar stream while he was doing his thing, you know? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just step on people's toes. That's what I'm saying. That's my vibe. I'm trying to be a good guy. I try to look out for other streamers. I don't want to be like that dude. That dude that just hurts people. Crazy. What do you think? Any day looking into Sky's eyes is a good day. Aw, you're so nice. You're so nice. Man, why are you so nice to me? Unless that's their thing. Yeah. We're gonna show the comments so you can all see. That's better. So now since the comments are so fragmented, at least now you can see them on the screen. That works, right? Yeah. I'm Emma and I'm 14 years old. Oh, Emma, you're back. It's amazing how many comments you have, Emma. How many what do you call it? Groups that you have. How many channels, how many ats you have, how many handles you have. Yeah. Pretty incredible. You stomped my head and hands as I screamed for help. Man, this guy. How many accounts do you have? I'd love to know. Well, let's get to the bottom of that. I think you babysat me too. Mud Butters. Oh, you did? Fragmentation is a real deal. It is. It's a big deal. Yeah, Trump's closer to Satan than Jesus. Come on and talk. Mr. Good Citizen, you got a lot of opinions. Why don't you come on the show and talk to me? I'd love to have a conversation with you because I want to know if people think that men prefer conservative women or women consider conservative men better. Is that a thing? Do you really believe that? Does anybody believe that? I think that not me, man. I couldn't be with someone who's like, first of all, I consider racism to be pretty conservative, and I can't really deal with that, you know? I don't like to do that at all. So I don't like that type of shit. So in my case, I feel like I don't want to have anything to do with conservative women. Also, conservative women, they seem to like they just want to get those baby makers working, right? That's all they want to do. And I got other plans. Like I've always kind of wanted kids, but I don't think that's like my big deal. I don't think that's like my one all be all. It seems like conservatives are the type of people that they have a kid and then they put the kid's face as their profile picture. I think it's great that people have profile pictures, but I think it's great that they have kids, I mean, but if you change it to your profile picture, that seems a little weird to me. That seems a little weird. You know what I mean? I feel like if you have a kid and that kid becomes your entire identity, that's not me, babe. That's not me. Conservatives ruin the party, indeed. All right, Ding Dang Doo's here. Ding Dang Doo, how's your crack wife?
Still addicted to crack.
Nice. I mean, I know we're joking, but is crack really her drug?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm in a position where I'm throwing money out to her and I can't even get access. So it's like it's all benefiting her drug dealing boyfriend, which is
Oh,
fine.
I don't see how
But
that's fine. That's not fine to me, but
it's like, but like I want access to her once I can, replace him. So
how do you get access if she's hooked on the crack and she's got her drug dealer boyfriend? I mean, it sounds like you just got to have
What
your
is the
own.
through line? But exactly, what is the what do I have to have?
Yeah, yeah. What do you have to have? Drugs. Yeah, but
And low moral standards.
yeah, but then you're stuck with the constant threat of incarceration as well, and
Truth, truth, truth. Yes.
that's something I don't think is worth it. Once the thing about drugs, and this is something that I think most people don't ever get, is that drugs, once someone's willing to break the law, they're willing to break all these other laws. Now, I am not a person who's ever really respected the law, but if you meet a person who's a habitual criminal, like I kind of disregard most of the rules and laws, but I also realize I got to do it on the sly. Like you can't go careening down the highway at 100 miles per hour and expect not to have repercussions. But drug dealers do. They're out there going down the street at 1,000 miles per hour and expecting not to get caught. And when they're willing to do shit like that, they're also willing to do other stuff, like kill people and I'll do all sorts of things that we wouldn't be okay with.
In that society that we've allowed to, I'm sorry, hold on one second here, brother.
You got
In
it.
that society we've allowed to fester and grow, violence is how you attain status, because you can't really attain financial status if you can't read.
Can't read.
Yeah,
Well,
something like
okay.
80 or 90% of these people can't read in Chicago. Like they can't read it
Yeah,
at all. They're
being able to
functionally
read
literate.
is important. That's true. Crack is going to give you AIDS. That's a crack wife might give you AIDS too. That's something
Yeah.
to be worried about
Well,
too. I'm more
I'll,
worried about him getting murdered. I'm more worried about you getting murdered by the drug dealer than getting murdered by the AIDS.
right. That's a slight possibility, but it's not like he's going to have the ability to track somebody down. You know
He
what I
doesn't
mean?
have to be because he's got her.
Right.
He just needs to follow her around. Eventually, you'll show up, and then boom, you're dead.
No, because that wouldn't be the situation. But I have it.
I hope that's true, man. That makes me worried. I worry about stuff like that. Like I said, drug dealers are usually willing to break all other sorts of laws. Like,
Well, I mean, it's all just time, brother. It's all just time to me. I don't like what exactly like every day is like three felonies, right? You walk outside, it's three felonies. Like,
that's true, but three felonies, that's true because the state has oppressed us to the point where they look at all of us as criminals. That's a lot different than going to the situation where we're like, oh, um, I'm courting death by fucking with a drug dealer's wife, girlfriend,
right.
whatever. That's a
You
different
don't
thing.
really have much of a, you don't have a lot of knowledge of this sort of lifestyle then.
I do have some knowledge of this lifestyle. Unfortunately, I worked in Vegas and I had a lot of that type of stuff in my face a lot of the time, and
Okay,
um,
but you never like got down in it and like the nitty gritty of it, right? You just sort of like you watched from above. Okay.
well, I was more not above. I mean, I was in the dirt. I mean, but I was always a. They were always passing through me. It's like I am the. I was a minor player in their movie, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, I have much more experience with drug dealers and prostitutes and pimps, and they would come to my bars, and I would know all of them. They know me. Some of them I was friendly with. Some of them I thought were the scourge of the earth, depending on what kind of business, what kind of con they were running, what kind of business they were doing, and and that was something that was very like a daily thing. I knew those people pretty fucking. I knew them by sight, and I knew a lot of their names. So I mean, I wasn't in cahoots, but I was part of the cast. You know.
Get like talk to this girl, bro. Get. I'd like you to meet her, talk to her, pick her mind there, bro. I mean, she's just
We
a,
should bring her on the
a
show. Have her
female.
call
She's
in.
just a regular. Yeah, exactly. Maybe once she's locked
Well,
in, I'll make that happen.
everyone feels that way, but then but she's got this other thing, right? She's got this dark side. I guess all of us are. normal until we are stuck in this world of there's this dark side to us, right? There's this darkness that we carry with us, and she carries more than some, right? She has this
Well,
other
I got it.
person.
Yeah, yeah, I got a front row seat because of how it affected my mother and sister. So I guess I've got a
Oh,
much more like
yeah.
personal experience with it. I already know exactly how this is going to play out. It's going to be roughly what I think it is.
And
All
is
she
it going
wants
to
to
be?
do is get high, and I can make that happen. I get
Is
the
that
benefit.
is that what you want though? I mean, don't you want something?
Well, you can do other things just so long as she's not crashing, my friend. Like you can go out to the mall and you can,
Yeah,
the only reason she's running around in these dirt hole places because she's always fiending for the next fix. If she
to
knows where it
fix.
is,
Yeah,
like exactly,
yeah,
it's just a chemical thing in your brain, bro.
yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah. So
Yeah, anyone who's known a heroin addict knows that. They go to work, they show up for work, they do all the stuff they normally do. Everything's
yeah,
pretty normal most of their like 90% of their day, but they've got this 10% that's really a sticking point, isn't it? It's
yeah. And it
that
can go
10%.
if it breaks bad, it's real bad. But it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's a time bomb. It always breaks bad.
Of
It almost
course.
never,
Yeah.
like depending on what
Like,
drug it
what
is.
what do you expect? You expect better of me? I mean, seriously, like, you think I won't? Like I wouldn't go for that? Like a broken relationship? Of course, I've been in so many broken relationships. I don't know. Maybe I should try to do better, but I don't think I should.
I mean, I don't know what I don't I say
You don't know
you
my
know
life, right? Yeah.
I don't know better, but I don't know healthier. How about that? Better is placing a some kind of messed up some kind of value call, and I don't feel like that's I don't know. I'm not comfortable just saying somebody's better than somebody else or whatever, but I am comfortable saying that there's healthier relationships and unhealthy relationships, and we need to be working on
Yeah.
healthy relationships, don't we? What's
Oh
with this
shit.
giggle?
I mean, it's right. I mean, you're right, but I mean, I'm thinking like short
Like
term, brother.
yeah, I mean, I've had some pretty awesome relationships and they weren't healthy. You know what I mean? And I might call
Yeah.
them good in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? I've had some good relationships, especially when things were going good. You know what I mean? You say you call it access, but I call it just fun adventures you get to go on with people. And all of a sudden, but then when I look back, I'm like, shit, that stuff was not healthy. What I was up to, man, I was not in a good place. So
Okay. I'm just coming to this point again in my life where I was like, this has happened before, and it was fun. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a bit of a hedonist. I don't know, man. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
well,
I'll
all of us are
re-examine.
like that a little bit, right? All of us have that in us. All of us want that. Man, there's this thing. There's this. So there's this English psychiatrist that we kind of look at his psychological philosophy in literary theory a lot, and so his name is Winnicott, and he talks about this. It's called the good enough mother. And the good enough mother, you got to bear with me for a second. I'm going someplace with this story, okay? Just bear with me, everybody. The good
Right.
enough mother is the mom that doesn't hold you too tight, but also doesn't let you go too far and fall off her lap, right? The good enough mother lets you get in a little danger, lets you go into the darkness a little bit, lets you get into the black, right? And but she's got a little tether on you. She can grab you back and kind of keep you from going too far. The good enough mother doesn't hold you too close and doesn't let you go too far. And I think that interplay is where literature and movies and music, even if you think about music, music is dot 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 dot. It always goes back to it establishes a rhythm and then it variates from that rhythm pretty dramatically and then it comes back and every song is like that. How far it goes, you get into things like avant-garde and crazy jazz and everything, but when it comes back to that standard dot 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 dot. And every piece of literature, and I think even our lives are like that. We like to go a little into the blackness, but in Treasure Island, Long John Silver, he has this bird, and I love this fucking story because the bird, Long John Silver poses as a cook and he talks really obsequious. Oh, yes, of course, sir. Yes, of course. But the bird keeps on giving up the game because the bird keeps cursing like a sailor. The bird keeps talking like a pirate. And his parrot keeps and what Long John Silver says is, oh, sometimes you touch the pitch, you get too, you touch the tar, and the tar is so hot and so black, you can't get it all off. It sticks to you. Um, so I think we all have that in us. We want that self destruction a little bit. We want that kind of.
No, I don't think it's that on my end, Sky. Oh, something happened. What was it?
Sorry about that. The internet went out. Are you with me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anybody can you hear? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Please tell me you are. Okay. So Steve's the only one that we can't hear now. Okay, I'm back. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Didn't mean for that to happen. I don't know how much I hope you heard my. I hope. Thank you, Paris Kitty. Uh, I've got too much stuff going on. I guess I have. My little router is too much. There's too much going on, and so now I'm on Wi-Fi. Sorry, something happened with my Ethernet. Thank you. I don't hear Steve though, so I think that you can hear us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But what do you think about my Long John Silver story? The parrot gives up the ghost.
Can you hear me? Am I here?
Yeah, I can hear you. Did you? Where did I cut?
Well, what it is like you were talking about people want the destruction, and then you cut out, and I kind of chimed in a little bit because I thought you were done, but
No, I disappeared. I'm sorry about that terribly, but you got my point though. I hope.
yeah, the maybe on the feminine side there's some of that, but I don't think like because I'll see a female that was betrayed or felt betrayed, and she would destroy herself. Well, you know what I mean?
Men
Like
destroy
I've been the
themselves all the time. Think about it. Men go to
Sure,
war because
there's
they.
some of that. Yeah, there's some of that, but there's also like a generative idea behind going to war. It's
Yeah.
to build up one's cachet as a man, to get those war stories, to get the glory. A female will do it to spite the man, the male figure. And what it is, in my opinion, for this is like I see this girl. I've had sex with loads of these types of women, right? I'm not. I'm a bad person. Call it what it is, right? But I see the stages that they go through. They just essentially used up like tissue by people that don't care anything about them. They will beat them. They'll rape them. They'll murder them. They'll get into car crashes going 100 miles an hour on oncoming, and they'll fling their little bodies through the wind. These women are worth more than that.
Yeah.
They're worth more than how they're treated in these communities, and it's just like I'm not gonna be saving this girl when I pull her out. But at least I'll be.
I don't know.
At least I won't be beating her fucking face in with a hammer because she stole a half a gram of crack. That's
So
just
it's
all I'm
instead
saying.
of so instead of the good enough mother, you're the good enough white knight. Not quite a
Yeah,
white knight. You're the good enough
not
white knight.
quite. good enough. It's like there's the shadow self. You could get Jordan Peterson in here, and he could tell you how this is going to go down. Like, yeah, shut up. I understand. I have completely come to terms with. I'm like, I'm not a good person. I'm not a bad person. I'm sort of somewhere down the middle. I
Let me ask you
balanced
a
it.
question. Why, since we're talking about men and women, why do all these conservative manosphere dudes call women females? What is that? What's up with that? It seems like it's one of those things like the Democrat Party. It seems like some weird dog whistle that doesn't mean anything. Why females? Nobody calls women females except for like this and you've done it a few times, and it sounds like one of those podcast guys. Why do they do that? You still there? Can anybody tell me why they do that? Anyone in the chat tell me why they
Well,
say
what are they? Are they females or are they men? What's the like the
women?
females? The
They're
women.
women.
Because
Men
you
and
cry
women.
if I said bitches. If I said how I really feel.
I wouldn't cry. I might worry. I actually my default when someone says something like a slur or something, my default is usually worry. I worry about that person. I feel like they are expressing hatred that they harbor for themselves a little, and they're taking it out on somebody else. And I feel for their
Okay.
pain. That's what
You want
I,
to you want to psychopathologize it, whatever.
I guess, that I might be guilty of that, dude. But honestly, I feel that compassion is more important to me than pointing fingers. I think when someone says bitches or the N word or something, rather than me like bad or someone who uses the wrong pronoun, you don't see me chastising people and stuff. I kind of like I want to meet them halfway and understand why they would call all women bitches. And
Why
I
are
mean,
you like throwing it's like it's hate, or it doesn't have to come from a position of hate. That's your ideology blinding you.
no,
That's your
no, okay,
dumb
maybe
shit.
hate might be a triggering word, but I mean more like a self-loathing, not hate. Not hate
Well,
like
doesn't like
KKK
most
with
people
white
have stuff
hoods.
like that, or like
Yeah, most people do, and I'm hoping to fight it. I want to fight it. Most people harbor a lot of self-loathing, and I think we need to stop it. I mean, I think that might be. I'm not a psychoanalyst, dude, but a lot of the times when you talk about your relationships with people, I think maybe you need to love yourself a little more and care about yourself a little more, man. You're not all
what do
bad,
you
and
mean?
and 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 sometimes I think you might think that, or like think about just
Uh,
today on this conversation, you've called yourself a bunch of names without even realizing it.
what is the like? I can't like accurately appraise myself. Unfortunately I stuck with that. I'm stuck with every memory of every sin I've ever committed. Right, so I can't be like honest with myself with you. Is
All no,
this?
all of us. You could be as. I hope you're as honest as possible. I talk about my
I've been
missteps and
nothing but honest
misdeeds.
with you for our entire career of
Yes,
talking to each other. So I don't
yes.
like if this is how I feel. Like
And you
no, I
shouldn't. You
don't.
shouldn't ever not be honest. I guess what I'm saying is that you're right. We all live with that. We all. None of us are. None of us are 100%. All of us are walking wounded. My mom used to always say that. She said all of us are walking wounded, and that we have to realize that
Exactly.
all of us are wounded, and but what we also need to realize for ourselves is that I learned this through meditation. Like when you sit down for meditation, you shouldn't be thinking about the last time you meditated and try to make it like that
I'll
last
call
time.
Beckett later. She's calling me. She got her ass beat. I got to deal with that. I got to put this fire out.
Have fun with the
I'll call
fire.
him later.
Good luck storming the castle. Uh, I guess what I'm trying to say is like in meditation, and I meditate. Most people know that about me. In meditation, I you cannot think about the last time you meditated. You have to take it as if it's the first time. The beginner's mind. We talk about it a lot, and you can't walk around thinking that you're a bad person because you've done all these bad things. I mean, even in the Christian tradition, you're supposed to forgive yourself and ask for forgiveness from others. Forgiveness is powerful. And I don't think that we need to go around and even do like the Christian thing of forgiving yourself and having some kind of ceremony around it. But we have to understand that every breath is a new breath, every day is a new day, every hour is a new hour. And I'm here, I'm right now, I'm here. I'm not the person I was back then, and I'm not the person I am tomorrow. Right now, I'm not the same person as I'm going to be tomorrow, and I'm not the same person as I was yesterday. And that doesn't mean that everyone can wake up. You wake up and you change dramatically. It's just that every moment's a new chance. Every moment's Every moment is worth living, and I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You're taking away parts of the enjoyment of your life and this human experience by dwelling on the past. I don't dwell in the future. I try not to, and that's a give and take, right? I'm always thinking about the future. I'm always thinking about the past. I do. I'm not. I'm fucking guilty. Guilty as charged, officer. But I try. I try not to. I try to live here. Yeah, Larry Duncan says, live in the moment. Exactly. Live in the moment or try. Try to live in the moment. That's all. Just try. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do the whole thing. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I'm gonna throw the menu back on the screen. I'm sorry about that little weird hiccup there. Right now we're dealing with the Pick Your Battles. Pick Your Battles is the last time I'm going to have this menu. We're going to change the menu tomorrow. Pick Your Battles. How is USA a democracy if your workplace isn't? Why is veganism a necessity? Should Trump be tried as an adult? Does the news serve power or the people? And which race is the most violent? Yeah. Are you lazy, Smoking Blondie? I don't believe that. I don't think Smoking Blondie is lazy. I don't believe that. Future me hates present me for being lazy. I mean, that's one of the things, right? I always think that, fuck, this is so stupid. But personally, uh, I have, I drank a bottle of wine last night. That was my little treat for myself. Just a $4. Actually, now it's $5. Everything's more expensive now. It's like it used to be $2, now it's $4, now it's $5. But just the cheapest bottle of wine at Trader Joe's, and you get halfway through, and I'm like, tomorrow me would be super stoked if I saved this right now. If I corked the bottle up and put it back in the fridge and saved it for tomorrow me would be very stoked. But then I think, yeah, but I don't want to drink tomorrow, so I better drink it today. If I don't drink it today, tomorrow me's gonna drink. So I gotta drink it all today and not leave any left over. Because that's how they get you with cigarettes, right? You smoke 10 cigarettes in a pack, and then tomorrow you're like, well, I gotta smoke them. I got 10 left. I gotta smoke them. That's how that works. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm not, but I think I leave things undone for future me to handle. Oh, God. I'm right there with you. I'm terrified of looking at finances. I got that email from you, and I'm just terrified of looking at finances and going through everything and because I know I'm running a deficit. I'm just in crunch mode. I feel like if you just work really hard, everything's going to pay off the American way, right? Just keep your nose down, keep working hard, stay on that grind. Everything's going to work out way. Because if you just work hard, then you'll have enough money to take care of all that other shit. So when the Nazis come, you can pay them off. Just work really hard now, so when the Nazis come, you can pay them off. That's what I'm thinking. You always drink at Dave and Buster's. That's cool. You drink at David Buster's? I've never been to David. I guess I have been. I haven't been to David Buster's in many, 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 many years. Decades. I have not been to Dave and Buster's. Isn't it just for kids? People drink there? Work is overrated. Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to build my own thing. I'm trying to build a channel, trying to build a brand and the whole thing, trying to build the Skyjack Morgan universe, all that good shit. How you doing? What you can come live if you go to morningsky.live/pyb. I guess I should put it back in the YouTubes. Let me see if I can't get it in the YouTubes. Get it back in there. I want to try to make sure that you guys can get on the stream and get in there. But it's morningsky.live/pyb. And you could join the show. Join the show. It's a call-in show. You could talk about something on the menu, or you can just call and talk about something else. morningsky.live/pyb. We're gonna do https://. I'm gonna put that in the chat, and you can call in if you'd like. I always love talking to you. It's a great time. I enjoy it. It's good stuff. It's good times. Good times are had by all. I'm going to put it in I'm going to put it in this horizontal chat too. I'm going to put it right here in the horizontal. But I want to be specific, not girl or woman, human or cat, just female. That's what you say, female, huh? Who says woman? Do you say woman or female? I say woman. Why do you call? Why do all the manospheres guys do that? Does anybody know? PYB. Pretty young thing. Here we go. Oh, looks like I have a caller. Let's see who we got. I'm coming in. Let me see. All right, Ding Dang Do is back. How you doing?
Hey now. How's it going? I read a little bit of the chat. It's like people are just like, oh, this is unorthodox. Yeah, okay. I get it. Yeah.
What's unorthodox?
Just the whole the relationship thing. I don't know, bro. Like we live in a fallen world, right? Doesn't
I mean,
our evolutionarily success uh, demand that we navigate through the world we exist in? Yeah.
living in a fallen world doesn't excuse certain things, right? Like that's like a bunch of people, a bunch of communists will tell you like, well, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, so it's okay to rape animals and eat them. You see what I mean? It's a little bit of a get out of jail free card that doesn't really work under scrutiny, any scrutiny at all, really. Yes, it's a fallen world. Yes, things suck, but things have always sucked, and it's always been a fallen world. It's been a fallen world since Eden.
Sure. Like
So,
Jesus was the only one who was acting according to the rules in a perfect fashion, as only because he could make the rules as he saw fit, and they literally killed him for it. So I mean, I think acting in a way it's like you can spit in the Nazi's face, but after that bullet goes through your brain, your story's done. You know what I mean? Maybe don't spit in the Nazi's face. Maybe try to like slow him down other ways. I don't know.
well, Jesus said the
Live to fight another day.
meek shall
Yeah.
inherit the earth, right? I mean, some of us got to fight, and it's true. There's a lot. There's merit to saying, well, just take your lumps. And like before, courting death isn't something that I think is a good idea. Just like we were talking about the drug dealer, like the drug dealer is driving down the road at 1,000 miles per hour and expecting the cops not to notice. Um, like I don't know. I hate cops, or I generally as a rule I don't like cops. Generally as a rule I don't like rules, but I don't go and walk out to a police officer and slap him in the face. And when I'm interacting with one, I'm pretty respectful. I'm not always, but I am usually pretty respectful because I don't want to be thrown in the slammer for no reason. What's on my
Speaking of cops, I got pulled over last night and I got a $180 ticket. The pig made me wait an hour for that $180 ticket. So he just sat back there, collected his fucking state-funded check. What a
What
piece
state
of
were you
shit.
in? What state were you in?
I was in Wisconsin, WI. Yeah.
Trooper or PD or sheriff?
I don't recall. I'd have to look at the ticket, but it's $180, and it's not one that I have to pay because they don't cancel my license. So guess who's never getting that money?
Well, what was it? A speeding ticket on the highway or something?
There was like three things I was doing bad. I agree. I was doing bad. I was going like was tailgating a guy. I was going over the speed limit, and then I changed lanes to try to get around homie, and then he lit me up. He came over and yacked in my fucking ear, and I was just like, I don't answer questions. And that was probably the reason why I got the ticket.
Yeah, probably.
And the hour wait.
You tell a cop, I don't answer questions. They don't like that shit.
No,
They don't like that. No.
Then when he came up and gave me the ticket, I said, "Thanks, dog." And then he's like, "I'm not your dog." Yeah, okay.
That's better than calling him a
Just
pig.
let him know. I'm a little racist. He was a black guy. I had to hit him with some racism. Why? Why not?
Racism because you're in Wisconsin. He probably
Why
has
not?
never
He's a
experienced.
pig.
He probably has never experienced that before. He's probably never gotten any racism. Smoking Blondie never got a ticket. Wow, that's saying something. Hey, you're
So
in Wisconsin.
around.
You could save the beagles. You can go and break into Ridgeland Farms and save the beagles. Everyone knows about Ridgeland Farms. Does everyone know about Ridgeland Farms? It's great. Ridgeland Farms, a lot of cool stuff happening over there. You know, we are they're breaking in and taking the dogs. They're they breed beagles to experiment on them.
Why are you
And
telling me that? You just want to ruin my fucking ignorance with
Ridgeland
evil.
Farms, yeah, the beagles are getting tortured. They breed them to experiment on them. They get tortured their whole lives, and so animal rights activists are literally just breaking in and stealing beagles, rescuing the beagles, and it's all over the news right now. It's pretty exciting, and people are starting to come. They're starting to agree that maybe it's a bad idea to experiment on beagles. What do you guys think? Are you against experimenting on beagles? Should I make maybe I should make a poll, huh? Should I make a poll? Are you against No, how about are you against experimentation? Yeah, are you against experimenting on beagles? It's quite common to experiment on dogs and cats. People think that animal experimentation is all guinea pigs or something. It's not all rats and fish. It's mostly dogs, cats, chimps. Not so much chimps these days in the United States, but monkeys. Yeah, we terrorize monkeys. There you go. If you put one in the chat,
Are you
you are.
subscribed?
Go ahead.
Are you subscribed to Tom Bilyeu's channel? Tom Bilyeu Live?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm subscribed. I know who that is. I don't know if I'm subscribed.
Oh.
Why?
He did an upload. He was talking to some guy that says that he can reverse aging just by putting some chemicals into a rat, and it's like the whole thing was like they were looking at cells. So you're telling like they can tell the difference between a young cell and an old cell, but they don't have any rats that live to like 200 or 300 years compared to like a human, right? Because that's
Also,
only like
well,
a
we've
few
cured
extra years of life.
we've cured cancer in rats a long time ago.
Yeah.
We keep giving rats cancer and learning how to cure those cancers. So we can cure cancer in rats, everybody. Congratulations. But we cannot cure cancer in humans still, because guess what? Turns out rats are different than humans. We can experiment on rats all day long. Same thing with chimpanzees. You can experiment all you want on them, give them cancer, do all this shit to them. Monkeys, same thing. Turns out they're different animals. They got different DNA.
Yeah.
Doesn't carry over. We cured AIDS in monkeys. But guess what? Still haven't cured it in humans. Why not? Because that's a dumb way of doing it. It's
I need
stupid.
that. I need 2 of those.
Monkeys?
Yeah, it's silly. Like, show me the rat that's lived twice as long, and then I'll believe that you've actually done what you said you did. But he's like, no, we gotta harvest their organs to look at their cells. Like, no, you don't. It's just lying. It's just a way to scam people for capital.
Yeah, they do all this crazy shit to animals, and then they're surprised that it doesn't work in humans. Wait until like all this. It's gonna get worse. Like they put those electrodes in the monkey brains for Elon Musk. Elon Musk has experimented on pigs and monkeys. He's Dr. Mengele, for his Neuralink. And he's killed lots and lots of animals, open up their brains, super gluing. And the stories are crazy. Like they crack open their skulls, they put the bunch of machinery in there, then they super glue the skulls back because they don't care. Like they're going to kill this monkey after this is over anyway. So the monkey lives with this festering wound in his brain. And hey, totally worth it, right? Because that's what we needed. We needed Neuralink. We need to be connected to our computers. I need Twitter in my brain. That's what I need.
What if you could download orgasms and play them back at double speed? You're not thinking.
It wouldn't be worth the ads. Because there would be an ad. Like that's the thing. There will be a time when you will be able to download an orgasm, and it won't be worth the ad time. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to watch an ad before you get the orgasm, and it ain't worth it. Okay? I don't know how people deal with all these ads, like constant ads. I fucking can't stand it, man. It's the
That's
worst.
poor people problems. I've been since YouTube Premium has been a thing. I've had it. I've never
And
watched an
yeah,
ad
did
on
you see it just
YouTube.
went up in price again? It's $15.99 now. I have to have it because I do the show, so I have it.
30. I'd pay
It's
40, but I'm not watching ads. It's not happening.
you pay.
I
Why
will
do you pay
never
so
happen.
much for YouTube
I would
Premium?
pay 40 because I watch
Oh,
so much YouTube, and it's just like I'm not gonna watch a fucking ad.
yeah. I mean, YouTube Premium's worth it though because I have. I also have YouTube Music. Um, but they're double dipping, man. I hate it. I hate it. But I mean, YouTube's at least worth it. But I want to de-prime, de-Googlefy. I want to try to like get off of some of these goddamn platforms, and just streamline. I want to minimize. I'm talking about Marie Kondo style for my entire life. Does this spark joy? No, in the trash. I'm pissed, man. I love Paramount Plus because they give me my Star Trek. But now this evil fuck the Ellison people, they own TikTok and Warner Brothers and Paramount, and so now they own Star Trek. And I'm like, well, screw it then, man. Maybe I'll stop my lifelong addiction to Star Trek. I'll do it today, maybe, sort of, maybe. I don't know. You know? You still with me? Anyway, what do you guys think? Which platform would you like to go off of? Oh, looks like 100% of you are against beagles. Should I do another one if it's okay to experiment on rats and you can tell me what the difference is between a rat and a beagle? Please tell me what the difference is between a rat and a beagle and a boy. What is the difference between a rat, a beagle, and a boy
A
that makes it okay?
boy is a boy.
No, that's real logic there. I love it. Thank you. That was
You're
real
welcome.
good. A boy is a boy. A rat is a rat, and a beagle is a beagle. What's the difference? What makes it okay to experiment on a rat but not a boy? Or a rat but not a beagle?
I'm not gonna get into this game because I know you're gonna win. I already know you've argued me out of eating meat. So like, how the fuck am I gonna argue this with you? I know
Nice. Are you
you've got the
actually
superior
not
weapons.
you're not eating the animals on the road? I'm pretty proud of you if that's
No,
true.
I no longer consent to eating animals. So
Hey!
there you go. You made one.
Congratulations. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. That's the first step to a life of not oppressing people. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. Yeah, look at people in the chat are saying, "Yay, Steve." So see, everyone who talks shit on Steve, just remember this moment. He does he does have shreds of decency in him. Come on now. He likes to call himself a bad person online, but see, he's got some good in there. He's got some good in there. He cares.
I thought that would make you upset because I don't believe all of the other shit. Like I don't follow the whole the train of logic though to the station. You know what I mean?
It's a journey, man. It's not every day. It's not like you think I fucking woke up, dude. When I was 15, I decided I wanted to be vegetarian because I thought that it was gross that we were eating fish out of an ocean because I lived near the ocean all of a sudden. I just moved. I moved down here and I live near a harbor and I'm like, holy shit, people are eating fish out of this. This is fucking gross. And I would see the fish boats come in and I'm like, this is nasty. Why are people doing this? And then I started thinking, I don't want to kill anybody. Why are we doing this? At 15, I went vegetarian, and then I was on and off, and I was like, I wiggle room, and well, when I'm traveling, I want to eat the cultural food of that region as a enrichment for myself. Of course, I'm gonna, you get wishy washy, and then what was it? I guess 10 years later, I went vegan. So, but it wasn't like overnight. It's not like people think about it'd be great if I could wave a wand and have everybody like when you talk about downloading orgasms, I'd love for people to be able to download books, like just download books about philosophy into their brains. That'd be great. But until that happens, you know what I mean?
Like the Matrix, we could just become leftoids all of a sudden.
Yeah, I could just learn how to fly a helicopter. You wouldn't be a leftoid. You would just be, someone who's trying to live a life according to the philosophy they've cobbled together based on the information they've consumed, the data that they've. The truth is, most people don't have the cognitive tools or the data. And so what we normally do, activists will go out there and be like, if I could just shove the data down people's throats, if I could just go and shove this image down people's throats. Show them the cow hanging upside down, wiggling with the blood draining down. Like, but they don't have the ability to critically think that through. They're just giving them
No,
data
I don't
doesn't help
know.
them.
Yeah, it's like it didn't have an effect on me until I was introduced to the idea multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and thinking about it in different ways and different angles. Oh, I guess if I do look at it like that, oh shit, there's like 10
You would have
different ways of
never
looking at
converted
this.
me on a drive-by, but like thinking
Yeah,
about it logically over time was
right. Because we're talking about things
obvious.
through, and also people won't consider thinking about something differently from someone they don't trust. That's another thing that's really big deal. Like, you think that some blue-haired vegan is going to scream "Go vegan" on the street, and that's going to help. Maybe you might get somebody like that, but most people, they don't trust you, so they're not going to just change overnight. It's just not going to happen.
How good was the capitalistic move for the right wing to show lefties as all unreasonable pink-haired goobers that love BLM and they're all communists and stuff like that? It's pretty good, but
Yeah.
you think everybody on the right is a tiki torch wielder in Charlottesville, so it's there on both
Charlottesville.
sides.
Well, I lived in Charlottesville. I lived about 30 minutes outside of Charlottesville in Stanton, Virginia. And I would say it's very divided, actually, that people there are not just all maggers. The further we get into this administration, though, Steve, I got to say, the people who are like calling themselves Trump supporters and are still sticking with him, yeah, man, I'm starting to think they're like tiki torchers. But I never thought that about all conservatives. Think about
I
like
was a tiki torch guy up until like what? Until the interview with Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson, where he said that Epstein killed himself. That's when I was like, okay, we're done. That's it.
I mean, I knew a guy. He was really into Donald Trump. He was crazy into Donald Trump. And during the pandemic, if you remember, like, he was a restaurant worker like me. He ran another restaurant. He's one of my closest friends, and he ran another restaurant that was like more ritz. It was a ritzy restaurant, and a lot of maggers would like California rich Republicans would go, and they'd like start screaming about the masks, and they would write, and if they did have masks, they'd have Trump masks, and they would scream at the other guests. Like, and he's like, dude, I'm just trying to run a fucking business here. I don't have my politics are at the end of I leave my politics outside when I show up to work, dude. Like, just fucking wear the mask for 30 feet when you go to your table. God damn it. And even then, he stuck with it. He's like, man, it makes me not want to vote for this guy the way all his supporters are acting. And he didn't get off the Trump train until January 6th. And then he was like, fuck that.
I still don't think J6 is a big deal.
Well,
But,
his dad's a cop. His dad was a cop. His dad's a
okay.
retired cop. And, January 6th was a big deal. Like, it was a big first time it ever happened. Why don't you think it was a big deal?
Nothing actually happened. Some people got shot. Some cops had heart attacks. Some dude got smothered in gas. Okay.
Okay, but that's the same. You could say the same thing about the beer hall putsch. I mean, that's what landed. So Hitler did the beer hall putsch. He got Himmler. Himmler was next to him. There were a couple other. Eichmann, I think, was there. Some of the famous Nazis were with him, and they were at a beer hall, and they got really riled up, and they were all conservatives. They were pissed about the way things were going, and they did a little coup, and nothing really happened. A couple people got beaten up. A couple people got shot. Same thing. Nothing really. And they threw him in jail, and he wrote Mein Kampf and became a superstar. And
Nice.
yeah, that's what he was in jail for. People know he wrote Mein Kampf, but they forget why he was in jail in the first place. But the beer hall putsch kind of kicked off everything, right? Anyway, we still look at the beer hall putsch as this crazy thing that happened because it was a threat to the Republic. It called into question the legitimacy of the Weimar Republic, and it showed how fragile it was because nothing really happened. But if they were organized, something would have happened. Same thing with this. A bunch of idiots stormed our Capitol building, and what'd they do? They took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. They killed a couple people, sort of, not really, sort of killed them because a lot of them died for whatever, and then they beat up some people and, some bad things. But mostly they took selfies, and they shit on people. They did some property damage, right? Nothing really happened. But it coulda if they knew what the fuck they were doing. It shows you how fragile it is. They literally just took our capital like it was nothing. Thank God they were completely inept, a bunch of morons. Thank God.
Well, I mean, they were Trump supporters, so
Yeah, yeah, but imagine if they actually knew what they were doing, like Boris Yeltsin taking the Red Square. Boris Yeltsin, he actually knew how to govern. He was a drunk. He was crazy, but he led a successful coup against the USSR.
we have so
And
many tools now that they didn't have back then, bro. It's just I don't think anything can unfold like that wherever your frame is stuck. It's I don't think shit like that could ever happen again. I know too many black people to ever want bad things to happen to black people. I know too
it
many
doesn't have to
Hispanic
be like
people
that.
to.
It doesn't have to be that extreme. Like there was, I forget the guy's name. I think he was in, fuck, I think it was Indonesia. Somewhere in they just went into parliament and they took the parliament hostage. They just took him hostage, and they said we're not going to leave until you start passing laws like we like. And it went on for I think a month, and they got some of the shit that they wanted done. They only had to kill a couple people. That could still happen today.
Wait, so your
If they
idea is like you don't like the government, you want it overthrown, but you don't like the idea that the people that were about to take it were ones you disagreed with?
That's not really what I'm saying at all. I mean, if you want to talk about what I think should happen and maybe a little bit different than storming the Capitol, I think it's a dumb idea. But I guess like just your claim was that January 6th wasn't a big deal. My claim is only that yes, it was a big deal.
But
That's
didn't
all.
you should have liked it, I think. I think you should have liked somebody going in there and taking his shit on the desk. Isn't that what you
Um
want to do right now? Even if you can't topple the system, you should still want to go in there and shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
I guess I don't like the manipulation of that was behind it. It wasn't like they were trying. They felt like I think they were sold a bill of goods. Like oh, the election was stolen, and we got to go in there and make sure that Trump stays president. It was a weirdly pro authoritarian pro rule. Like we like our president. It's kind of like how I don't really like no kings, right? It's not like they don't want no kings. They just want a different king. And that's not something I really get excited about. Shitting on a desk is not really exciting either. I mean, I'm all for property damage if it's trying to like slow down the bosses, but that's not what this was about. It's trying to prop up a boss. The guy was still president. Like I'm gonna go support a president and risk my life to what? Shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk and keep him president longer or something and kill Mike Pence and all of that?
I don't think that that was the idea in their minds. I think that the idea in their minds is much different than
Some
the
of it
way you're
was
laying
well,
it out.
there were a lot of people there. I've listened to like interviews with some of the J6ers, and some of them were like, "Well, when I was there, and everyone was really nice and calm." And it's like, okay, but look at this video of someone that's clearly not calm, right? Someone's getting smashed in the face or stuck in that cop that's stuck in the door screaming. Like there's all these videos of the really bad shit, but you could be over. It's like anything. If you could be on the other side of an arena at a concert and someone could be down on the other side of the concert getting crushed, and you wouldn't have no idea, right?
Right.
Like those people that died at the Michael Jackson concert, people are trying to move in, or there's this famous soccer game. That's why in England they have to have seats now. That's not all you can't stand at an English game anymore because they kept pushing people in, and people in the back are like, "Move forward," and they have no idea that 500 people in front of them are getting crushed to death. They have no idea that they're actually literally killing somebody by
So,
accident.
but everyone's there. Everyone there has their own unique narrative in their mind. So,
Yeah, they're
and
all. We're experiencing it together, but we're also experiencing it individually. So I'll say, yeah, you're right. A lot of people didn't feel that way, but the people that were getting people going and the people who were like carrying guns and all that craziness, those guys wanted to kill Mike Pence. There might have been a lot of background actors, but there were enough people there that just wanted to kill Mike Pence, and that makes it a big fucking deal, you know. Oh, the Who concert. Yeah, the Who. It's happened a bunch of times. It just happened at a Travis Scott concert, right? It happens every once in a while. People get crushed at the.
but at least it showed you that it was possible to fuck this shit up. And
Totally.
now that they
That's a big deal.
now that they now that they shot their load, they're gonna have defenses for it next time. So Man,
Yeah, but it also, but now they're trying different ways. They're trying to fix the election, trying to call doubt on the election. They're trying to say that, there's all sorts of things that they're doing now because they realize how fragile the system is. If you don't
yeah.
care about the country or the Constitution, it's really easy to tear down America. If you're in power, especially, you
What do
know.
you think? Whoever wins the presidential election, the system always wins. That's my base assumption. So it doesn't matter what he fixes; it's still going to happen. 90%
He's
the same if the Democrats are. So
Well, it's hilarious to me that we think that because Donald Trump's part of the system, and I think that the MAGers are just under the same illusion that the Bernie supporters are. Like if we just got Bernie in there, everything would change. I don't think so. Bernie's part of the system. I think he's better. Don't get me wrong, but it's a false hope. Like, oh, we're just going to get our guy in and everything's going to work out fine. You really? Did it work out that way with Obama? That's what they said with Barack Obama. Change, hope. Change, hope. Did we get much change? Did we get much hope? I don't think so. I didn't get we did 8 years of Obama. I got no change and no hope. And people want to tell me, what about the Affordable Care Act? Yeah, great. Hillsborough, yeah, everyone's talking about how many times people got tramped. The Love Parade in Berlin, like they don't even do the Love Parade in Berlin anymore. Not like they used to. Sayard, I went to the Love Parade. It was madness. It was mayhem. It was mayhem. And people fucking no wonder. I couldn't believe people didn't die more frequently at the Love Parade in Berlin. I went to the Love Parade back in like 2000, maybe 2000. I was 2001 maybe. And let me tell you, madness. It was so fucking crazy. Yeah.
didn't Sear didn't he call in one time? He called in
Sayard
once,
called
right?
in once. Yeah. He
He
called
was
in one time.
shirtless, was he not? Why doesn't he call in again shirtless?
I don't think he called in shirtless.
Oh, he should call in shirtless.
By the way, if you are watching, you can call in. It's morningsky.live/PYB. Here for another hour. We got a menu of things to talk about, but maybe you want to talk about something. We're all about the Hegelian dialectic. It's not all about winning and losing and chomping at each other, but I'll get in a debate with you if you really want to. We got a list of topics on there in uncomfortable questions to get the conversation started. But if you've got something that's burning a hole in your soul, BYOB, bring your own battle. Jen Main always calls. You could call too, Jen Main. It's always great to hear from you. Shirtless, why interested? Terra Firma. Yeah. You need a lobotomy first, Dan Steely? I don't know, Dan Steely. You seem like you already got one there, buddy boy. Is Steve MAGA? I don't think Steve's MAGA. I think he used to be. What do you say, Steve?
I still think that the right wing is well, that's a tough one because the right wing as it exists in the establishment form is not the right way to go. But the alternative, sort of America first, that you want to cry about, you want to shit on, I think they're the only way through because they're identifying the greater number of fucked up things in our society that we can
Tell me what you
actually
mean by
address.
America first. What do you mean by America first? That's a shorthand, but it doesn't
Yeah.
mean much without. What does it mean to you? What does America first mean?
Essentially the large, like 70% of it is essentially the Israel relationship we've got going on, the extremely toxic relationship between them and our empire. We
Yeah,
don't really know who's calling the shots on that, so severing that and sort of defining our own destiny. But even then, I mean, there's so much. It's an infinite amount of fuckery, so it's not even worth truly trying to guide your life based on a political party. You should just try to be a good person in your own little community. That's where I'm at. So if
yeah.
that's
I mean,
right wing, then that's right wing.
that's also so right wing. It's anarchism, isn't it? It's so right
Right.
wing. It's left wing. But let me dig a little deeper though, because I mean, this America First thing is something that I think is misrepresented because America First usually is just America über alles, right? America is the winner, everyone else is the loser. We win, you lose. We're in competition with all the other countries. It's a race. It's a zero-sum game of winners and losers. But some people just look at it as an isolationist thing, right? Some people think of America First as, hey, no more foreign wars, no more, no more bullshit helping other countries. Just take care of our own. And I think that that is why you're having this huge divide, this almost little mini civil war within MAGA now, because they can't agree what America First is. They can't agree what it means. Because, like you say, well, it means that we take care of ourselves instead of Israel. Like, why are we getting involved in wars by Israel? But a lot of people just think, no, we gotta get our oil before China gets it. We gotta fight all these wars to prove that we're the best, and China and Russia suck. We're in competition with them, and we're first and they're last. You know, it's Smoking Blondie says because they're stupid. I don't think it's because
No.
MAGA got conned. Well, part of the reason why MAGA, even the term MAGA and America First, and some of these slogans that they use, there's some of the reason why it works so well is that it gets large groups of people. You don't really need the black vote anymore. You need a piece of the black vote, a piece of the Hispanic vote, a piece of the Asian vote, a piece of the white vote. And that's what he does. He builds this unlikely coalition because each of those groups, women, each of those groups think of MAGA, what it means differently. MAHA, they think of it, what it means differently. They have different definitions in their heads. If you ask 10 different people what MAGA means to them, or 10 different people what America First means, they will have probably 5 different answers.
Yeah, essentially it boils down to economics. You say it's white people are being more clannish and more maybe they're getting played by I've given you probably a dozen or so examples of how people can cry racism and then get a cash money. Get that cash money thrown in their bank account because they suffered at the hands of evil white people. But the average person that sees the narrative on the right knows that they're not racist and knows that that person is a fucking grifter and that they didn't deserve that cash or they could have used it better. And they see other groups coming in and getting on the welfare, even if it's like less than normal, they're still angry at it because they are poor. So it's whoever has the best economic plan is going to win. And unfortunately, it's either
But
growth or redistribution.
what do you mean
And
win? Like you mean win on the global stage versus other
no, they're going to
countries? What do
win
you
the
mean?
entire argument. If it comes from the left, it's going to be redistributionist. It's going to be like Mamdani. If it comes from the right, it's
People
going
are
to
pretty
be
stoked about Mom Donnie right now. The Pia de terre tax, man. They even used the French word for it. Isn't that nice? The Pia de terre tax. I bet most people
yeah.
didn't even know what a Pia de terre was before this tax came out. I think it's fucking awesome. We're gonna tax the Pia de terre. The what? Yeah, rich people got Pia de terre. Well, I ain't never had no Pia de terre. Peeing, well, they're peeing where? They're Pia de terre. Dan Steely says 100% of the KK cultist votes. Well, they always had that though, right? That's nothing new. They always had that. Like the David Duke posse always votes one way. I mean, they always had. The point is they need to build an unlikely coalition by using bumper sticker slogans so that it means different things to different people. And they only need to do it. The con only needs to last until November 5th, and they nailed it. They stuck the landing. They
But
did it
that's the
great.
system. That's the whole system. Like you could sit there and say we're going to give black people all the money that we would have fed into NASA, right? Okay, but there's all these costs that come with it. It's all
Well,
economics.
then it's a kind of a drop in the bucket, NASA. But like, um, I don't know. Like, you always the racial disparity in this country is very real. How we address it is, I think, something worth arguing about. But the problem is, most Americans don't see it as even a problem. It used to be that we all looked at the problems that America has and we said, yeah, we got all these problems. Let's argue about how to solve them. But instead, now they argue about whether or not there are problems at all. And that used to not be the case. Reagan believed that racial income disparity was an important thing. Reagan believed that immigration was an important thing. Reagan, like, these are things, and he just had different ideas, and I think bullshit ideas, on how to solve those problems. But today, those aren't even problems. They argue about what even is a problem. And it kills us.
We're getting spun a million different ways.
Yep.
Um, but it's
Uh,
all to our detriment.
Indeed. It looks like Dan Steele, you can always call it Smoking Blondie's in the house. Come on, chat. Hey,
I'm
welcome
gonna
everyone in the chat. Please welcome
go
Smoking
watch.
Blondie to the chat. How you doing,
Hello,
Smoking
smoking.
Blondie? Are you here, Mrs. Blondie? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome to the
Can you hear
show.
me?
I can hear you.
Let me move closer to my router.
Ah, the old router situation. We're all on Wi-Fi now, but nice.
It's so shitty. Okay, there we go.
Very nice.
Okay, so I dipped out of the last part of the conversation. Where were you guys at?
Whether or not, like, it used to be that we would argue about how to solve America's problems, but now we argue about what the problems even are. And I think that is why we never get anywhere in America. Like, it used to be we at least could agree that the problems that we had were worthy of addressing, and now we don't even have that. It's crazy
Because
to me.
we used to be more respectful, and now that we're behind screens, we've lost some etiquette, I believe, and we're just meaner.
Do you think so? You think that it's because we're just meaner because we're on the internets?
It allows people to be more selfish and disconnect from society as a whole when you're not face to face with people, when you're not communicating how you truly feel and looking at another human's face as they react to it.
That's why you got to meet people in real life, I guess. That's why I think. That's why I love my book club. I can go talk to humans. It makes me feel better after I go. And no matter how stressed I am, I go to my book club and I feel like I'm better off afterwards.
I feel like that at my union meeting.
Union meetings, definitely. I mean, that was one of the things a couple weeks ago. I was looking at why that the loneliness epidemic is by design. That the powerful designed the loneliness epidemic to keep us under their yoke, and they started out by destroying unions and civic centers. They destroyed the infrastructure, and now we're stuck in homes. We never talk to each other in real life. Jen from Maine says social media was the downfall of courtesy.
Yeah.
No one has any manners I don't know, guys. I don't think it was social media, guys. I think it was the pandemic, to be honest. If I think about what destroyed courtesy,
I've been getting death threats since Facebook opened in 2006.
Yeah, I guess I have gotten a lot of death threats. I guess
A lot of unsolicited dick pics since social media started.
I'm really lucky that I don't get those. I get
I
You can
the
haven't
have
sent
mine.
those out in a while. Yeah, I'll take them. Send them to me. Take a
I don't
look.
get. I don't even get. I used to get a lot of those. Send me 65 roses for this.
Oh my God, I forgot.
I used to get those, but I don't get those anymore either. I guess the spam filters are getting better. Although I saw the thing about how all the scams on Tinder now, which are crazy to me. But hey, life is full of excitement. Exactly, Blondie. Okay, but hear me out. We had social media, and then we had the pandemic, and the pandemic drove us all into our houses. Man, I noticed a marked difference working in hospitality before and after the pandemic. After the pandemic, people would come and treat servers like garbage. They treat bartenders like shit. It just got crazy. People would just treat people horrible, especially the staff. They treat the staff like garbage, and they treat the other guests like garbage. They would treat the chairs and tables like garbage. Like no one knew how to go outside anymore. They put their feet on the fucking tables they put their feet on their table at a restaurant.
I experienced that well before the pandemic. So I left McDonald's as a GM in 2008. And people would let their kids put their hands in ketchup and rub them on the walls, and they thought because you were in fine dining, but they thought that we were below them, so we should have to clean up after them. It didn't matter where they were at on the society's scale. We were below them because we were fast food workers.
Yeah, Dan Steely saying suburbs did that. It seems like Dan Steely might have a lot of hate in his heart. But yeah, maybe suburbs did help that by putting people further and further apart. But you'd think that they would at least have manners when they went out to the McDonald's, right? So why did that start happening? Was it always that way? Was it like that in 1956? Did people go to McDonald's and rub shit on the bathroom walls? Did that happen back then?
No,
I
there
wonder
was
if
no
anything
there was
else
no
has changed.
inside seating in 56 at McDonald's.
Oh, but they had bathrooms.
I'm sure they did, but it was, a like an outside like walk up diner,
Right, I
kind of
saw,
thing.
yeah, like in like American Graffiti, but okay, but they had diners and stuff. They had Denny's and stuff back in the old days. I mean, how far back do you want to go? 70? What's pre social media? Like 1985? Did people treat McDonald's workers like shit in 19? I bet you they did.
I think Gen X is the last generation to give elders respect without them earning it.
Oh,
I didn't yell at my first older elderly woman or person until like 7 years ago.
interesting.
And she slammed her grocery cart into the side of my Beetle.
What's the difference between Gen X and millennial that makes millennials shitty to old people, but Gen X nice to old people? Maybe,
I know.
maybe it's because Gen X, because we were all latchkey kids. Like I was
Right.
born the last year of Gen X, so I'm not. I'm like a cusper. I'm
Well,
right
I'm
there.
79 and I consider myself a Gen X, but I don't connect with the older Gen X.
Yeah. See, that's the same. I'm the same. You're the same age as me. So we were born the same year, and I feel connected to both. I feel
Yeah.
kind of millennial and kind of
They're calling us
Gen X.
Zenennials or something. They're
Zillennials.
mixing the two.
I
Yeah.
just called. I've heard us called cuspers. We're on the cusp of
I
Gen
don't
X
like
and
that one.
millennial.
I like the X part, I guess.
Gen X just means that you don't care and that you were lost by this generation. We haven't had a Gen X president yet.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that Gen X also, like, we were latchkey kids, and maybe we wanted to have mom and dad more. Maybe that's why we treat older people a little nicer.
Or maybe we got smacked in the mouth when we were rude to people in person.
That's true. There were a lot of beatings at my house.
I'm just
So
talking about out in society. Like if you push somebody far enough and they're just going to hit, they just,
people were in your face a little bit more. That's true. I always tell this story, like if I wanted to go like hang out with my friends and sneak a beer and sneak a cigarette and stuff, I went to the bowling alley, and the bowling alley people, like, there were other adults around, and I remember like they would kind of tolerate us, but also
everybody,
also sort of look out for us.
yes, everybody watched everybody's kids.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was
I know your
weird.
dad.
Yeah, there'd be yeah, that type of thing. I'm gonna go. I know where you live. I'm gonna go to your house and tell your dad about what you just did.
Who do you belong to?
Yeah, that type of talk. That they don't do that shit anymore, huh?
No.
No.
My dad's
Wow.
dead and I could still feel him staring at the back of my neck.
Well, I guess, like, so why do I feel like there is this moment in my life where everyone became rude all of a sudden, and I can't, like, no one has any fucking manners? Why did that? I think maybe we're coming back a little bit. I go to this cafe at Barnes and Noble because I get a discount there, and it's a shitty little cafe that I remember studying in when I was in college, so I got nostalgia. But I sit there and I listen to people order, and they're, kind of polite these days, and maybe it's getting better. Could it get better?
Yeah. My kids are polite. They lack some social skills that we were raised with, like learning to talk on the phone and things like that. Um, but my kids are polite. My son's some of his first words were please and thank you, and um, at 3 years old, he said, please and thank you for everything. I think parents got lazy. I think parents had to work so hard outside of the home, and some of them were doing it by themselves, a single parent, and they just got
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
I don't know how to. Yeah, I guess they got overwhelmed. I mean, it looks like some people are agreeing with me that that's true, Jack. COVID made it awkward. COVID made it worse, at least. I think COVID was like gasoline on a fire. Maria Jimena, first time caller. How the hell are you? Maria, are you here? Turn on that mic of yours. You got to unmute your mic. Oh, oh, there she goes. Maria dropped. But what do you think? Do you think COVID was gasoline on the fire?
I think it happened to be at the same time as Trump coming in, because in my area, I realized that there were tons of closeted racists and bigots who did not say it out loud. And when Trump went into office, they began speaking like it
Oh.
was acceptable again. We had shamed them into the shadows, right? For all these, all this time. Trump came in and it became okay again to be like that.
Yeah, I guess COVID too made anti-Asian stuff pretty open too. Maria, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Nice to hear from you. Just something on your mind, or you just want to join the conversation?
Join the conversation.
Awesome. Do you think that people started getting rude? Why is everyone so rude these days? How come no one has any manners?
I think people are just not used to interacting with others since everybody's become so gosh darn isolated.
That's a kind way of looking at it. So people are just out of practice.
Pretty much.
Huh.
And it's so nice smoking Blondie that the first words that your kids learned were please and thank you, because a lot of kids these days definitely don't know either.
Right.
But they love it. Like, isn't that's why everyone loves Chick-fil-A, right? They teach the kids that work there how to say please and thank you, and everyone loves to go into Chick-fil-A because they say please and thank you there.
Oh, that's so sad.
But they
Yeah,
donate money to gay murdering squads in Uganda.
Yeah, they're horrible. But the reason, like, they've got, they don't have this crazy different service model or something that gives such great service. It's totally psychological. It's a complete psyop. They demand all their workers say please and thank you, and that's enough for everyone to be like, God, they got the best service there. Just
McDonald's teaches you to greet your customer as soon as they walk in with a smile, eye contact,
I don't,
call out to them. Like that's how we were trained. And we
yeah.
had
What year was
proper.
that?
Well, I left in 2008.
All right. Different life. I mean, last time I never went to a McDonald's, and I was in a McDonald's fairly recently, like last year, because someone wanted to use the bathroom, and I walked in, and it was just a kiosk, and there was a guy at the counter, but like he was busy, he didn't say shit.
But
You know,
there's
like
also there was a flip where they used to ask us to hire and require we hire the all-American look. So no
yeah,
beards, no piercings, no tattoos, no multicolored, unnatural colored hair. I as a GM, I had to wear makeup. My owner operator preferred that I was tan. Um,
yeah. I
like
Jesus.
see.
it was, I mean, he was Serbian, and he made it very clear that we were to be
Look as
appealing.
white as possible.
He's like, he
Look a
goes,
certain
nobody wants
way.
to buy food from somebody who's ugly.
That's what they say in Vegas. You're not allowed to have tattoos if you are dealing cards, and you're not allowed to have showing tattoos if you're attending bar in the casinos. It's so weird. A lot of hospitalities like that. They say like you can't have, but then they realized that they wanted
Edgy look.
no, they wanted hot young girls to work
Yep.
as cocktail servers, and so well, guess what? Hot young girls have when you put them in skimpy little
Tattoos.
costumes. Yeah, they got tattoos. So then they had to reclassify them as model servers in
Oh
order
my God.
to get around the union, because they had these union rules, right? But they needed to get rid of those rules, so they developed another class, and they called them model servers. And it was funny because I had cocktail servers and then I had model servers, and they had an entirely different look.
I don't want to be a cocktail server. I want the model server position.
Yeah. They had arguments about that. Well, usually the cocktail servers were older because like if you get into a casino like MGM Grand and you could keep that job for 25 years, you can buy your house in cash. Like you're making big money.
Sweet.
So
Wow.
yeah, they stay in those positions a long time. But then the casino gets wise. They're like, well, we still want pretty young things tending bar, so the lounges will only hire the pretty young things for the lounges, and they got tattoos and they have silicone implants and skimpier outfits and stuff.
That's
Um,
that's crazy because I would hire the young, perky, super happy girls for my front counter and my drive-through, and I put the dudes in the back.
yeah, yeah,
You couldn't say that's what you were doing,
yeah.
but that's what we did.
Well, in Vegas, we say it. It's all very open. It's a no, whole nother pit of young thing. Yeah, it's all open and it's written down. Like there's no, yeah. You would
Because
get you would get you would get what do you resumes from these, and they'd have like they include nudes very
oh my
frequently.
god, oh my
Hmm.
god, I can't imagine that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I can imagine it, but like
it's crazy. It's
that's
crazy.
some.
You
I'm
literally
surprised.
got nudes, Sky?
Yep,
Sorry.
yep. Like a little pictorial, like a pictures of themselves, like a page of just like pictures that they had taken, or bikini pictures more frequently. But every once in a while you got a nude. But then like the casinos were one thing, but then the nightclubs are very image oriented, and they have tryout, and the pools too. They have tryouts, auditions they call them, and they line up all the girls and the guys too, but mostly girls, and they make them stand up against a wall in their bikinis, and they go and they judge them, just like in the movies. It's crazy.
Gross.
Yeah, what's even grosser though is that everyone knows it's going on. Everyone who works there knows it's happening, and they go in to take a look. They
No,
go,
there has been no lawsuits for
sure,
discrimination or
yeah, they got lawsuits, but then they
okay,
have then they have contract. That's why it's all out in the
okay.
open. They there's lawsuits, and then they figure out how to do it legally, and they keep going. That's why they have things like model server. They're not
Miles,
servers. They're models who
Well,
serve.
my owner operators wanted to force the GMs and the assistant GMs to sign a morality clause contract.
Yeah,
did you say
And
morality or morality?
morality.
morality.
The
Oh,
example they
God.
would give is if you work for us, you represent us out in the community because McDonald's connects to the community and we donate our time and
Yeah.
you're the face of our store. We don't want you dancing on the bar on a Saturday night, and this will ensure it.
Yeah, in Vegas, if I were at a bar like on my free time and like on my day off, and one of my staff walked in and sat not with me but at the same bar, I was expected to leave the bar, walk out, pay
Yeah,
my tab, and leave.
no
Um,
fraternizing.
no fraternizing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But there's also, I mean, they just have ways of doing it. It's also when I worked at Disney, they called us cast members, and they have an audition. And the reason why they do that, they say like, oh, Disney, they like cast members because everyone plays their role at the park. No, they do that so they can hire certain looks by certain people, and if you have a disability or you're missing an eye or something like that, they put you in the back of house. Like that's what they do. When you go back of house and you go to the employee dining room, the person at the counter might be missing some fingers, but out in the front with all the guests, you won't see that.
you see perfection.
You see,
No
well,
missing digits.
yeah, back in the old days, you did anyway. No Coyote Ugly. Well, yeah, okay, Coyote Ugly is a very good example. There is the bar Coyote Ugly. My friend was the manager of the bar at Coyote Ugly, and he had the same thing where you have women who've been working there for a long time. And so, how do you keep them working as a model waitress who dances on the bar for 15 years? How do you do that?
You can't.
So you start writing into contracts about what their weight differential can be. So you got hired at this age and weight. You have to stay in this uniform. You have to stay at this weight in order to be able to keep this job. That's how they do it.
Hmm.
Because you're not going to want to give up the Coyote Ugly job, right? Because what the
The,
fuck are you qualified to do after that?
the coyote ugly tips, you mean?
Yeah, you don't want to get.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
it,
You can't do it forever, but you can't leave. You're
if that's
stuck.
all if that's all you have to offer, I guess you better be working your ass out and fucking make sure you maintain the only thing you have to sell.
Well, that's one
Hey,
way of
boss.
looking
Right?
at it, I guess. But the problem is they can still do that job. They just can't do that job there for forever, right? They
I
can
just
do
think
that.
it's gross. We shouldn't be participating in it at all. But you
Well, your
know,
luck. Well, so what normally happens is there just aren't that many. Let's just say there aren't that many pretty young things trying to be coyotes in Las Vegas. Can anybody guess why? Why is it hard to hire a pretty young thing to be a coyote in Vegas? It's not morality. Can anyone guess?
n- not enough money. I don't
Uh,
know.
it it's the strip club capital of the world. Why would you go and work at Coyote Ugly as a fake stripper
Oh, I
and,
see.
and have to serve
Yeah.
drinks and have to do all that shit when
Uh,
you could go work at Sapphires for a couple hours and make enough for the whole week? You know?
right. Money.
Money. Yeah, that's why Hooters doesn't. It's hard to have a Hooters in Las Vegas.
Our
Steve, are
Hooters
you
just
still there?
closed.
Yeah, the Hooters hotel closed, but I mean, they have like Twin Peaks and these other stupid restaurants they call them.
Yeah, and
But
we've got a
So
new
what
one
was
that
the
popped
reason
up.
why?
because those women can go work at strip clubs. The ones that in like if you were in I don't know Wisconsin, like you're in some Peoria, Illinois, and you got a Hooters, those the prettiest girls in Peoria might go work at the Hooters, right? But those girls when they go to Vegas are not going to be working at Hooters. They want to work at Sapphires. They want to work at the
Right.
strip club, make real money. They
Yeah.
make a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
We know
now
what sells.
G Chan says OnlyFans pays more. I mean, I think that's why people aren't why girls aren't signing up to go work at Hooters anymore is because
They can make money at home.
they can make money at
Okay.
home with OnlyFans. Exactly, doing just a tiny bit more, and they don't have to deal with anybody's bullshit. They show a
So
little bit more, but they do a little bit less. Do a lot less.
I've I've done a lot of research because of a business venture I'm about to launch. The average OnlyFans model only makes about $15 an hour.
What?
After they pay for everything
Their
they
fees?
need,
Yeah,
well,
but that's an
management, people
that's an
running, they're
average
paying
though.
people to answer to reply to messages because it's usually not just one person on that account, right? And
Yeah, but there's like that's an average though. And when they get
right,
bigger, they got to hire people to like
we're-
chat and do stuff
this is
and
like no name people, right? I know there are people who make millions. They're making money through the roof, but like the average like girl next door who's an OnlyFans, it's not her only job. Um,
no, probably not. Yeah, probably not. Usually not. I mean, that's just like streamers too, right? Like I'm trying to do just streaming and it's getting really hard to just do streaming.
I don't know.
But
There's one MAGA streamer that I've been sniping and watching for a while and making fun of him in videos. I don't know if he's got bots. I don't know, but this kid is barely literate, and
yeah.
he's got an old gentleman who's there with him,
Oh, I know what
and
you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, the young guy who's got like a
they're
speech impediment and
morons.
yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
got over 80,000 subs.
Yeah.
Um, and
That's
he's a
because MAGA takes care of their own, man. And they're getting constant super chats. They
Yo, tell them the
like
right wingers definitely take care of people they like on the grassroots
right
side,
wingers
for real.
do. They do. They realize that their opinion is not accepted, and so they're going to prop it up. Like people aren't going to do that for my anarchism, right? They're not going to be going, "Hey, we need more anarchists talking like this." They're not going to do that. Look, I mean, they don't do super chats, like, but the
They're
right
broke
wingers.
because they're losers, Sky. You're on the
You think
losing
so?
side.
I guess that's it. I'm a loser. But look what happens with if I did a right wing podcast, I would be fucking rolling in it.
you'd have to
I'd
be a
be
grifter, right? Like you
right.
couldn't because
But
there's no facts behind their
but those guys
content.
are grifters. Those guys that you're talking about are
Of course they
grifters.
are.
Have
Of
you heard
course
about
they
how many
are.
times, man? There's all these people coming out now, and it's funny because they're all people of color, and they just started like Etsy shops with MAGA merchandise, and they made like $80,000 before they got outed for what they were doing. They were just swindling these guys, just not really swindling. I mean, they delivered the product and everything, but they were grifters, charlatans.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy that MAGA's willing to just throw their money at somebody who's literally making fun of them, like
They
Trump
don't.
does,
Trump does it. That's a whole thing. If Trump could do it, why can't everybody do it? That's
right?
a thing. That's what it really exposes is that Trump has shown what rubes they are, what great marks they are. They'll buy the meme coins. So like you could get in there. You could get in on this.
Hey guys,
Like
I got some virtual currency I want to sell you.
yeah, I'm buying Melania coin. Everybody, it's going to the moon. I've been making that joke for a year
This is
now.
way better than Melania coin, though.
Yeah, way better than Melania coin.
But you got
Get
to
in
give me
there.
some money first, and I'll tell you about more of it in 2 weeks. But I need the money now, and then we'll discuss it
Yeah.
again in 2 more weeks.
I mean, NFTs were really fun until Donald Trump did his NFT program, his NFT scam, and now it sucks. No one does NFT. None of it's cool anymore because he
I
did
have
it.
some NFTs that I won or whatever still holding on in my wallet. I'm sure they're worth a fortune.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Everything went to zero right when Donald Trump did his fucking NFT shit.
Like
It could
I
have
have one, a Bill Murray NFT from a short series he did right around COVID that I owned
nice.
like part of one of the episodes or something.
Yeah, it was a cool, fun time, and
It
now it all
was.
sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything
Y-
sucks.
Chud the Builder got 40K. Who's Chud the Builder? Is he Ding
A
Dang
grift.
Do?
I
Who's
don't
that?
know.
Do you know who Gypsy Crusader is?
No.
No.
Oh God. All right, well,
Are they
that makes
right
sense.
wing content creators?
Yeah, but they're more like provocateurs. They get online and they harass black people, say the N
Oh,
word,
that's
and stuff
awful.
like that.
Oh, and they've got 80. He's
Uh,
got 40,000 subs. Look at, but John
no,
Anthony brings up an. Sorry, go
he
ahead.
got paid 40K just because like they were messing with him. He got harassed, and it's just like his legal fund. But yeah, they do take care of their own.
But also, John Anthony makes sense. Like liberals send the kid super chats. Liberals send that kid that you're talking about, the illiterate one that you were saying.
Yeah.
They send him money just to be heard too. They're
Well,
sending him money.
I've seen that too, and those people are stupid too because they haven't figured out that he's rage baiting them and throwing out falsehoods. To they've got more Democrats, idiots in their chat trying to prove them wrong. It's the whole grift. Like so, I watching his lives, especially when they went to the No Kings protest and they were filming the whole time.
Yeah.
It really showed me one how stupid they are, but two how much more stupid the people who thought they could change their minds. Now I believe the younger gentleman is grifting. The older gentleman, I don't believe that.
Toilet seat head. I think the old guy is just along for the ride. Man, G Chanchard brings up the what is it? What's your name? Janchar? What about the toilet seat head guy? That guy. He's got something though, man. There's something about that guy. He's like saying he gets in these loops where he's saying the same shit over and over again and doing these weird routines. That guy's it's
Are you talking
brain
about
rot.
are you talking about the guy who like throws stuff at the toilet and shit?
No, he's got a toilet seat around his head,
Oh,
and like he rubs a school bus on his head. He's like chim chom chim chim bam boom chim cha chicka
fucking
pinkatu.
weird.
Like he's doing weird shit, and people love him.
That's
Thank
not
you,
that,
Jen Main. Jen Main comes through. Thank you for not being a damn grifter. Oh, thank you, you damn grifter. Thank you, Jen from Maine. I appreciate that. Jen from Maine taking care of her content creator. Thank you so much, Jen from Maine. Love you, Jen from Maine. No, he's somebody knows who I'm talking about. Jan Char's talking about the toilet seat head guy. The guy's insane. He's incredible, and he's making bank. People just send him money. I don't know. Like he just wears a toilet seat and he says gibberish. And he's like, "Don't
that's
you
like those
do that?"
people.
Huh.
That's like those people
Crows.
who are streaming themselves while they sleep.
Oh, that's amazing too. Then you can like, if you give of different things, it'll do different shit in the room.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's amazing.
I
Amazing.
saw one where this might be a scam. I think it is. This guy, he
If you
just plays the same video of him putting rubber bands on a watermelon, and
There's
then
so many guys that do that.
yeah,
There's so many
a
guys
set
so
of
that do that.
weird.
twins that
I
do
don't know
it.
what that is, but it's obviously
Stupid.
making some money, or they wouldn't do it, right?
They go like one more subscriber. I'll put
Yeah.
5 new bands. I'll put 5. They're so energetic.
Should we
that
do
people-
20 bands, guys? Put it in chat. Should we do 20 bands?
Yeah, put it in chat, guys. Put it in chat. Should we do it? Should we do it? And people are like, yeah, do it.
So stupid.
But it works.
It's
They're
got to be
probably
for
making.
kids.
They must be making a boatload of money. They must be.
hmm There's all kinds of people who are, millionaires, and they're like children's age or whatever, and it's because of like TikTok, um, and it's weird. It's
It's all
so
weird
weird.
stuff. It's nothing. It's nothing of value is the scary thing. It's like all
Well,
just people saying 6'7". It might as well just be someone just saying 6'7" over again.
so here's my problem. So the family vloggers, um, that put their kids out there and make all this money off their kids know that pedophiles are watching their kids. That's their main audience. They know that. They know their kids are the money shots. They know what the predators even want to see. So they make
Oh
the
yeah, there's
content.
a lot of that where their
Okay.
parents are
Oh,
exploiting their kids.
yes.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah, there's a lot
Yes.
of
And
that.
so they're doing it on TikTok now too, where they'll have, their teenage daughters doing whatever and they're getting rich as hell. But the parents are taking in the money. Like Tennessee just passed that law, last week, where content creators now have to pay their children. And so there's family vloggers who moved to Tennessee because there's no state income tax. So they moved there for that benefit. Now are moving out again because they're going to have to pay their kids and they don't want to.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. The
The
called
internet
the
is forever, and you sell your
rubber
kids.
melon economy. Yeah, I mean, I think kids like Steve says. What does that do to your mental state? It's true. Like, imagine. I thought about that the first time someone posted an ultrasound on Facebook. I thought, oh my god, that kid's going to be on Facebook from now on. From this moment on, this kid's on Facebook. From the ultrasound till the death, this kid's
Creepy.
on Facebook. Yes. I mean, I don't even use Facebook. We're broadcasting to Facebook right now, but no one's watching us over there right now. And it's like, what's the point? I don't even know why people do Facebook anymore. But it is weird to think that your kids are watching toilet seat head guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And parents are lapping it up and you. So why can't my kid be
Yes.
a toilet head seat guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I wish my kid could do that. Why can't my kid be Mr. Beast?
Not everybody should be a parent. For sure.
I mean, I guess I don't know. It used to be easier. I think. What do you mean, Winterland? The green names. It's pretty awesome. Children's Truman Show. It is like the Children's Truman Show, Paris Kitty. You're right. It's like Truman Show. Everyone's a Truman Show from the cradle to the grave.
But knowing that you have a age range of 45 to like 65-year-old men watching your family channel and replaying
Oh yeah.
the sections with your children eating or showing their mouth or what I'm saying?
No.
Yes, and there are whole playlists.
Oh no.
And you don't end it all. You don't burn it all to the ground right then.
Oh shit! It's hard to say no to that paycheck. I guess you don't have to pay the kid. You got a little slave. All you got to do is feed him, and he's making you money.
Well,
Shit.
It's hard to cash those checks when you're in prison for skinning a human. Because that's what would happen if I caught. You know what I'm saying? Like if I didn't put my children on Facebook even before any of this stuff because I was worried about somebody being inappropriate with a photo of my children online.
Oh,
Like
that makes me sick.
so decades, like 2008, I think is when I went on Facebook. I was pregnant with my daughter, and no, didn't share. If you knew what my daughter looked like, that's because you're in our life. We didn't need to put her on.
Yeah,
Facebook.
right. Yeah, you don't need to put them on Facebook. Well, now the kids are on Facebook at the age of like 10. So I mean, they do it themselves.
Yeah, they're 3 and
males are such a problem, says Paris Kitty. Oh, it's so fucking good. I don't know, man. The dudes that I know, but then how would I know? You probably know one of those guys that watches that shit. You probably do.
Yeah, if you don't know one, they're real close to you, and you just don't know it.
Ugh, it's so disgusting, man. It's so sickening to me.
And there's no cure. So.
And these are kids. They're not even like kids that look like ugh.
Yeah. Yep.
At least she has the proper rhetoric around the no cure part. Jesus, for real.
There's a cure. It's called the guillotine.
Yeah, I'm a survivor.
The wood chipper.
And wood chipper's too good. Give me a plasma torch and some saline drip with an IV and some salt in a dark room for about 4 days.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
These kids are never okay. They can never get their aura or whatever back from the internet. Their parents sold it a long time ago. It's never going away. Their parents knew what it was being used for, still chose to put more content out and not even pay them.
It's fucking insane to me. It makes me sick.
Throw
Well,
them all away.
barf. I guess maybe we got onto this that people aren't learning aren't learning good habits and good manners because of the internet. But I mean, what they are learning is this weird headspace, right? I mean, what does that do to your brain to see this, to grow up watching this shit, to grow up and learn? Like, man, I saw this documentary about kids, young people who are of sexual maturity, and they were dating, and they were like, they can't get off without watching porn. Like they'll have sex and then
What?
go finish in the bathroom watching porn on their phones.
That's weird.
And yeah, they can't get off with a real
Person.
person.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's real. It's real.
Holy shit. So the boys are growing up with this fucked up weird insensitivity, and the girls are growing up with this weird like
Insecurity of not being good enough. Yeah.
insecurities, but also just like what they're willing to do to try to attract a man, or what they're anyway. I'm saying they're both victims in this.
Right. So are the dudes like not willing to say what they want or something, and it's just easier by themselves? That's strange. We have an unhealthy relationship with sex in this
I don't
country.
know. Like,
Well, some portion of feminism has trained a lot of young women to hate men. So there's some portion of
No,
this degeneracy is that.
no, nobody's trained to hate men. Men's actions towards women may have caused hatred, but nobody's trained to hate.
Okay. Well,
well, even if they
having that
are,
opinion,
but even if they are trained, that doesn't mean that they hate what men can't come because women hate them. Give me a break. Like, and then when it gets time to get down, then the man can't finish. I know younger women who have boyfriends that don't finish, and they got to go finish off themselves. Like,
because
that's
they can't tell her what they want.
they're insecure. I guess I think they just they I don't know why. I think it's porn. I think it's that guys have too much. When I was a kid, we wanted to look at naked ladies, and we paid the homeless guy to buy us magazines. I remember
Right.
doing that as a kid,
Right.
and
Right.
or comic books back then. They would come out with a swimsuit edition with all your favorite superhero
Right.
girls and stuff. I mean, there were things or tattoo magazines. They always had
Oh
titties in
yeah.
them. Tattoo
Yeah.
magazines always had titties, or motorcycle magazines too. They always had titties. So we were hungry for it, but now they're watching this unbelievable shit. The shit that they're seeing is like stuff that I couldn't even imagine when I was a kid.
Both my parents had my dad had Playboy and my mom had Playgirl delivered to the house.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, if you are growing up in this world and you're, I don't know, at a very young age, you're only getting off to masturbating to, like, I don't know, gangbang crazy shit videos, right? Then how are you gonna get off when you only have when you meet one woman and she's nice enough to have sex with you? Can you even get it off at this? Can you get off without watching a gangbang video? Are you
Weird.
even able to?
talking about gooning, my friend, but that's basically a supercut of the sexiest moments of a pornography film cut to a track of like, um, high tempo music. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's obviously not going to have good repercussions in the next 20 years.
Is
What
that
they
what
did?
it? I thought
These-
gooning just meant masturbation. Gooning has
No,
to
no,
do with
no.
those music
You
video
goon for
things?
hours. Yeah, it's a compilation. You're basically just edging for hours until you get
Oh,
that
those are the edge lords. I've heard that
perfect nut.
term. Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
these young women that these men that have to leave the room to finish or whatever, are they not ever asked the girls if they want to watch, or you know what I'm saying? Like, try to
Well,
protect. Like,
I don't know. I only hear, okay, so I've watched this documentary and they're just like, this is how life is, you know? Like, and they're talking about their experiences. And then I know I have friends of friends, basically my ex-girlfriend's friend, would talk about this, about the guys that she's in her 20s, and she's younger than my girlfriend. She's in her 20s, and she's like my ex-girlfriend, and she's talking about how these guys can't get off, and they're like, and she's like a pretty young thing. Like, she's a good-looking young woman, and she has a guy that the guy's asked her to marry him, and he can't
nope,
get off with her.
nope. A healthy sex life is very important in any relationship, obviously.
what I'm seeing now more of in like my real life is younger women with older men, the truck drivers. Like every eighth truck driver has a beautiful little young woman on his arm. So there's a trend towards economically successful men getting younger women. So
Oh,
But
that's.
th-
I
what
think that's
that
always
ends
been a
up
thing.
as,
that might, I
sure,
think, but hasn't that been a thing since like the Romans? Hasn't
no,
Yeah.
that been a thing since?
not like a working class truck driver having a very young
Ugh.
inexperienced female. That's new to me because I wouldn't. I've seen probably like one example over my 20 years up until this point, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like this is a new arrival over the last couple months.
Oh,
So
dude.
My best friend just passed in January. She's the same age as me, and she only dated dudes at least 20 years older than her. She's beautiful, super beautiful, but they were always very well financially off, and
I guess
they were
that's one
always
way of getting your shit done. I guess. I
well.
mean,
She would say the older, ugly ones appreciate me and take care of me. That's literally what she would say because they weren't even attractive. These dudes. I was like, "What are you doing?"
they just loved her. They just loved her more.
Yep.
Paris Kitty said, "Say creep and dudes start crying." It's true. You say bald and dudes start crying. We've all seen the videos. Are those American women that you're talking about, Steve, or did they import them? Good question, Maria.
those are those are natives.
Homegrowns, natives.
Natives, yes.
I
Daddy
guess.
issues.
Well, okay. So I know that now.
Economic issues.
It used to
Young men are
be.
fucking cooked. They're
Yeah.
not going to have any women. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
What do you think about that? What do you think about the who's cooked? Young men are cooked.
Young
Is that
men
what you
are,
said?
yeah, young men are fucked. There's not going to be any women available for them because all of the women are going to go the hypergamy route and go for the more economically viable men that are older, and then these
I
kids are
don't
just going to
know,
be
man.
jacking off forever.
Women will get with a guy with a bus pass. I don't know, man. I see
Yeah.
lots of young women, lots of fancy women. They like guys with bus passes because they got something. I mean, girls still like artists. Girls still like
Yes.
drummers.
I'm one of those musician dater marriers, so I
Yeah,
totally know that.
right. Like a musician, like learn an instrument, and the women will. They don't care how much money you got. All of a sudden, I mean, it's. I feel like men got to meet these women halfway. But I also would say I think young men have always been kind of cooked. Young men have always been the ones that have to go off to war and come back and have these fucked up ideas that the state puts in their brains about what it is to be a real man. By the way, I think that's the
Yes.
powerful doing that. That's not the women doing it. They tell the men, if you go to war and you prove that you're a real man, women will love you. That's always what they say. You're gonna show your dad who's boss, and women will love you.
The
Like,
term, the saying "man up."
yes. Who came up with that? The government. Totally. Man up. You've got to go to work and sell your soul, work 75 hours a week, be a workaholic, or no one will love you. I have that. I'm a fucking workaholic. I don't know if anybody noticed, but like, I can't stop working. I'm insane. And it's probably because my dad was like super into work and said that if you're not working, you're useless. And if anybody else is working around you and you're sitting on the couch, you're a piece of shit. You better be working.
Because the government has trained men that providing is the only quality they offer.
Right. They said that's the only value you have is what you
Yes.
can provide.
Which
It's
is
true.
bullshit.
And so somehow women get blamed for that. It's bullshit. But I'm with Steve. I think young men have always been cooked. Young men have always been cannon fodder. You know, like it really is sad. And then in order to keep them doing it, they tell them that they're better than women and that it's the women's fault that they're like this.
Yeah, you're not happy, blame women. You're lonely, blame women.
It seems that way, and women are being socialized in a fucked up way too. They're cooked too,
Yes.
Steve. Women are having sex with guys that can't finish.
They're told to look a
And
certain
the
way.
feminist movement is teaching them that men actually hate them instead of, care for them. So
I don't know where you get
Feminism
this feminist. Like
has
I don't know.
taught women to take care of themselves first. Everything else is a bonus, so that we're strong women. Feminism is nothing to do with men. Feminism is all about
who wants to
empowering
date
women.
a strong woman? I'll just date a fucking dude. What are you talking
I
about?
like
I don't
strong
want
women.
to.
I like strong
I'm
I
a
women.
don't need a
strong
strong woman. I need a weak
Oh,
woman. That way I can,
the only
make sure
only
she's not
weak,
going to leave me the moment she gets $5 more than I'm worth. Get out of my face.
Oh.
only weak men like weak women.
I
well,
mean, I
physically
think it's a
weak.
give and take, isn't it? There's everyone there's a dom and sub situation. I think people trade hats. I think people wear the different, because everyone knows that in a husband wife relationship, sometimes mom wears the pants, sometimes dad wears the pants. They trade pants. I never got this idea that dad always has to wear the pants. No, they trade.
Yep.
Sometimes dad's the guy, sometimes mom's the one, who's being the disciplinarian. It's supposed to be trade,
Give and take. It's
give and
supposed to be
take.
shared responsibility. Some men are better nurturers than the wife they're with or the mom of the children they're with. Some women
Mhm.
are more successful in the workforce and can make more money. And with an economy like we've had for the last 20 years, you have to go with who can make the most money.
I think though I'm kind of like I want to be on with Steve a little bit on this a little bit. Now don't jump down my throat. Don't jump down my throat. But like you do have this. I'll tell you what, like Miley Cyrus, I can buy myself flowers, I can hold my own hand. It's like, all right, then all I am is somebody that pays your rent. Then I guess, like that's all I'm good for. It's always with as a man, every time I've struggled, there usually isn't a woman by my side, but every time I'm on top, there's a woman right there. That's
I'm sorry about that.
it's not there's nothing to apologize for. It's just something that I've experienced, and I think that women are being socialized that way. Do you remember that thing? And I think it was in a Snoop Dogg video that the biggest pimp in the world is her mama because she's the one saying like, "What kind of cars he got? What kind of jobs he got?" Like it's always her mama saying that stuff. Like the biggest pimp in the world is her mom, and there's something to that, right? There's something there where women are being socialized in seeing men a certain way, and
So
it's
when you're
yeah.
raising, so I was raised by a super my dad was a Marine. Like he had two daughters. He was worried about us being victimized. He taught us that if we made our own money, we would never get stuck in a situation that we couldn't get out of if we needed to. And
Mm,
that when we met our partner, whatever they brought to the table was just extra because we could already care for ourselves financially and weren't dependent on a man. Some women get stuck dependent
yeah.
on a man and are controlled and stay in an abusive relationship until it kills them.
So that's exactly why I think feminism gets kind of a bad rap, and I think it's kind of a dirty word these days. I think women's liberation is something we need to get back to because I think what you're describing in that term, in what you just described as women's liberation, and which I'm 100% about. I think women are perfectly equal and should be allowed to do whatever they want. I think that's what women liberation is, right? Men need to kind of get out of their way a little bit and try to meet them on equal footing. I think that's fine, but it's hard because then you're like, okay, we're all on equal footing, and then you're told every day by the media, by the government, and now by 50% of the population, women, who constantly are saying how men are shit, they can't do anything. Like I don't know. It's like as a man, I do feel kind of a little offended about the fucking bear thing, or like things about. I think I bring a little value to the world. I've worked really hard on myself throughout the years, and now like Paris Kitty says, you can't trust a man in general to not let a child fall into the pool, and it's like okay, but then I see a bunch of videos of dudes saving kids'
So,
lives.
so let me say this, that 7 out of every 10 women have been sexually assaulted today. Okay? So,
But I thought it was like
Okay.
25%. Is it? How do you say sexual assaulting?
when
What does that mean?
I'm not talking just rape. I'm talking unwanted touches,
Mm.
where, at a bar, um, uh, violated in ways that men don't have to worry about. Like,
Okay,
have
so
you
So an ugly
have you
dude
ever?
looked at
hold
you and
on,
thought you were
hold on,
cute
hold
and
on.
said, "Hey,
Can
nice
we
boots."
agree?
And they're,
Can
"Oh,
we
this
agree?
is rape."
Can we agree? It could be zero. Let me look. I just look up the World Health Organization says that worldwide, 27% of women between 15 and 49 have been in a relationship. Who have been in a relationship report that they have been subjected to some form of physical and or sexual violence by their intimate partner. Um, that's not from strangers. That's from people they know. It's hard. These numbers always kind of give me pause. More 4 and 5 females. Like man, it's just hard to say. 7 out of 10. You're telling me 70%. That's a huge number.
It is. Ask the women in your chat.
Like we should all be at 0, right? And I guess I think about. I mean, I guess every woman has had some kind of uncommon. I would be surprised if it wasn't 100% of women haven't had some kind of like some kind of not assault, but some kind of
Violation.
harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
Well,
assault is a pretty big word there. You know, assault is like, laying hands on somebody. But
unwanted touch is assault.
yeah, it is. You're right. There's a lot different though between like because
Battery.
you worked in
Battery
the
is what you're
restaurant.
talking about.
Yeah, but you worked in the restaurant business. People get bent out of shape about pats on the shoulder sometimes, and you're like, okay, that wasn't assault, but I didn't want him touching me on the shoulder. Okay, I'll tell him not to touch you on the shoulder, but assault, like
I was 20 years old, went in through a haunted house at Halloween and was groped by one of the players. And it took me over 10 years to realize that I was
yeah,
violated. But we're conditioned to not even.
that's true.
When I had a cigarette put out on my back at a bar because I wouldn't dance with a dude and told him no 5 times. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's fucking
everywhere.
crazy. Okay, but let's just say that should be 0. But so women do experience that stuff. But what's the punchline? What's the point of this?
So what I'm getting at is women have started to realize they're not alone and they don't feel safe. And
Yeah.
instead of men looking at their, not necessarily their own behavior, but maybe the men around them and saying, hey guys, maybe we should start going the extra mile and making sure there's not a bunch of douchebags in our midst.
It's interesting
And
because
Hey, you know who keeps other men in check? Those creepy men. Guess who keeps those people in check?
who?
Fucking men. What the
That's what
fuck
I
are
just
we
said.
actually talking
Other
about
men
that's
here?
what I just said.
Yeah.
Strong alpha males keep that shit out of the tribe.
If we
There's
see
no
it
way.
happening,
Like women don't
right.
have any power to stop that. I'm sorry.
Well-
The more you weaken and feminize men, the more that shit you're gonna get because nobody's gonna stand up and defend you. So,
I don't need to be defended.
oh, you don't. You don't
And
think that? Okay.
I just said if men called their boys out, instead of using the term boys will be boys, maybe we could get it in check and you guys wouldn't have to whine about being
we do need to fight.
emasculated.
We do need to fight rape culture, that's for sure. But I guess I'm struggling a little bit because we can't just put it all on the men either. It's this culture that we're living in. We're socializing men to be this way. It's like, oh, boys are just like that. And it's because men don't teach boys how to be real men. Well, they got moms too, right? Like my mom told me how to talk to women, and
Yep. I taught my son, you ask for fucking permission, you ask for consent. My son's a gentleman. It starts at home, but again, we've had weakened the family by having to work so much that the kids are raising themselves. And
yeah, I think that's the thing. Like we don't have like Steve might be right that there might be an alpha guy that can help, but like if he's at work for 75 hours a week, he can't be a real father. He can't teach that kid shit. Like I barely saw my dad when I was a kid. And when I did, it wasn't nice. He was stressed. He was beating me up. I barely saw the motherfucker. And when I did, it wasn't good. So, I mean, I think a lot of people grow up that way. And they got to learn the hard way. They got to learn through they got to watch Han Solo look all rapey with Princess Leia, That's how we learn how to act. We watch Han Solo getting all like, "Oh, let me tell you, sister," forcing kisses and stuff like that, right? I mean, like she's going to like it. Or James Bond before him. James Bond, he would always like force kisses and then she was into it. If you just kiss him enough, they get into it.
Bro, you're telling me how many women flick their bean to Blade Runner when he tells with the lady he kissed him. Come on, bro, that's
I don't know.
nobody like that.
It's
No
not
girls
so black,
like that at all.
It's not so black and white. I don't know. I think that we're living in a world that's very dangerous, and I think that we need to fight that type of stuff. The rape fantasy is real, sure, but also that doesn't give people the right to do it. That doesn't give people the right to go out and rape people, obviously.
I mean, man, it's not all black and white, brother. Like you said, you've got to be able to take a risk. A female sometimes will shut you down unless you're a little bit aggressive, a little bit forceful. But like the moment you get past the defenses in that area, you're going to have a great relationship because a female wants the risk taking types sometimes. And I get that sounds like I'm saying all women like to be raped. Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. I would never say something like that. But I'm just saying a masculine man is going to take more risks, and a feminized man is going to take less. And
I will
I don't
say
know.
that I've been with my husband for over 20 years, and he's super intelligent. And I've watched that man never get into a physical altercation with another human being the entire time we've been together. That's super masculine to me, that he managed to outsmart another human being who was being a dumbass and trying to start shit. There are
Yeah.
different
agree.
terms for masculinity.
Sure,
Physical strength
absolutely. That is
isn't
actually a good sign of
isn't
masculinity.
all there is. You know, creativity, being funny. Like, I surround myself, my friends. I have very few female friends. Most of my friends are dudes, and they're all creative, philosophical. Like, the super masculine alpha dudes are a turnoff, and would call my friends, gay and man, feminine men. When I think and view them way more masculine than the alpha man who's the loudest dude in the room trying to intimidate everybody physically.
Well, that's usually coming out of insecurity. I mean, I think that intellectualism is also a masculine trait, and I think that not that women can't be intellectuals, obviously, but women have masculinity that expresses itself through intellectualism. I think, and I think that we again we share traits. I
Yep.
don't know that when you say feminized man, I don't know what you mean. Women are feminine and they take risks all the time. They're always doing crazy shit that takes risks. So I don't know that that means men are risk takers. All humans seem to be gamblers, right? I mean, all
When
humans
you
are gamblers.
when you have kids, you're a risk taker every day.
Oh, it's poor people
Yeah.
on it.
Every day is a risk. I would fight to the death for my children, and that's my maternal instinct, right? Um,
But so would
I'm
men. So would men. What is that masculine urge to fight to the death for your kids?
I'm
Men take
confrontational.
bullets for their kids too, right?
Right. My husband is not confrontational. Like, I get irritated. I'm like, why are you letting that person walk on you? And he's like, pick your battles. And I, take it as a sign of disrespect. I'm like, go to the car. I'll take care of this or whatever. Um, but
Well, we got.
we all
Go
have
ahead.
our place. And once we learn the roles of other people, I just think that we haven't been connected as humans, and people are mean.
I think if you love your kids,
Yeah. Terra Firma, that's you talking? Oh, she just muted herself. I guess that wasn't for us.
No, yeah. I mean, if you love your kids and you teach them right, I think everything will fall into place. I think it's a little bit of upbringing. Well, because I talked last time about women entering the workforce, which is fine, but you got to remember that stability is now gone, and so you know they don't see how to act, or maybe they don't have it. Their parents are a little bit dysfunctional, and so we pick up these things. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it's a big responsibility on the parents, and I always say stability is everything.
I
No,
mean,
some
it's
women like risk takers, man. I mean, it just doesn't happen like that all the time. So some women don't like stability. They like the rough bad guy. Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay.
I mean,
I
What does he
mean,
think? Like he's saying, like in terms, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. Maybe
that
I'm not.
persona maybe when they're younger because they watch movies and stuff, but once they start seeing that guy's a bonehead, I think they're like, yeah, that guy that ain't gonna work out.
When you start seeing risk taking can take you away from your family, you start to get like irritated. You don't want to be with a gentleman who is going to be a super risk taker and may not be here tomorrow to help you with whatever responsibilities there are. And it becomes scary.
And
And
and,
as
and I also, oh, go ahead.
and testosterone drops, as gentlemen get older, and risk taking is part of high testosterone levels.
Yeah.
And then you talk about the food influences, and if you really look at our food, there's all kinds of chemicals put in it, messes with our thyroid and everything.
Right.
But also, men are almost being deprogrammed. I think men have a certain role, and they're good at certain things. and it varies, of course, like anything. But I think they're trying to like wean the men down. They're trying to take away. They're trying to break up the family unit. I've always said that.
Why do you think that is?
Because they can manipulate the youth. I mean, you even look at like Nazis, like they would go after the kids, man. Like they would hammer them with the propaganda, and because they knew that the youth was the future, and I think it's part of it, you know.
They also made them work out, and they were obsessed with those young men being fit and active, and the women
They,
being
they were also on
housemakers.
methamphetamine and
Sure.
breeding women in secret places.
They were doing all sorts
We
of
have
weird
the
shit, the
opposite of
Nazis,
that
but
here. We have like be fat, be a 300-pound 16-year-old. It's perfectly fine. Nobody says anything about that.
That's because food quality isn't there.
So
I mean, nutrition's a huge part of it, right?
if you guys have you guys ever heard of the Yuka app? YUKA. You look at what they put in the food, and that's a major contributor to obesity. I mean, good choices as well in working out. And
The
I think
hormones that goes into the beef and in the milk, yeah, for sure.
yep.
But do you think that's at the end of the day? We were saying that this is making men less manly. Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
How do we come to terms with that? I don't buy it, because nutrition 100 years ago was garbage. Even though we're eating processed food and shit
But it
today.
was all whole foods 100 years ago. You didn't have the ultra processing.
But they didn't have vitamins either. They didn't have they had protein deficiencies back then. They had all sorts of shit. They had famines still, and people were still manly men. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I just don't believe any of this. Like, nutrition was so bad, people didn't even grow. You've been to Europe, and they go to those castles. Everyone's fucking short.
Had rickets and scurvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they wouldn't get. I go back to stability. I mean, the family unit, strength. They saw mom and dad, maybe not perfect, but there was stability there. And I think now we got both parents working, barely making it. They barely have time for the kids, and they're trying. I mean, they are trying, but it's just they fall between the cracks, and I think that leads to broken results.
So
I should have let him finish, because I actually agree 100% with him. I thought he was talking about what women want sexually.
So there's a study that generational trauma being passed on, and when the mother has been sexually assaulted before pregnancy, there's trauma being passed on into the children, and it's showing up in their brains. So the more we study this, the more I think we're going to find out that we're passing on trauma to generations without realizing it. And, my parents were married for 38 years. My husband's parents married over 50. My grandparents all married to the death after 60 years. They weren't abusive, but there are lots of people who were stayed in an abusive relationship, and the children witnessed abuse in the household.
Yep.
And it altered their brain forever. And now we just keep going on, and domestic violence is a real thing. It may not be physical. There's several different types of domestic violence, and the lower income you are, the more likely you are to stay in a situation that's unhealthy for everyone.
It's become normal.
Yes.
But that's inherited traumas. Sure, that's something. But you'd think, I don't know that makes that. I don't know, turns men into girls. I don't know. I don't know that the problem we're having with men. Sure, we could put a lot on generational trauma and abuse.
What do you guys need?
I don't know what men need anymore, because, man, I think that men, first of all, they need some kind of purpose. They need some excitement, and they ain't got it. And we're constantly putting them in tinier and tinier boxes. Where I live, I see lots of young boys on e-bikes, because I live in this area where there's some rich neighborhoods near me and stuff. And so when I go to the place where my Barnes and Noble is and stuff, I see a bunch of kids out with their bikes, and I see girls with skateboards. I thought that was so amazing to me, because when I was a kid, girls did not skateboard, and now there's posses of young girls with skateboards. I think it's so cool. So I live in a place but I know that if I didn't live in a place where people could afford e-bikes, they're not cheap. When I was a kid, we were out getting in trouble with our bikes and skateboards. You don't see that in urban areas anymore. Kids are staying inside. They're told to stay inside. They're told that there's predators around every little place. This stranger danger. Everyone's scary. That I think is worse than anything else against boys. Like I was told not to be afraid of anybody.
I'm
Like
watching 5 boys right now outside playing soccer.
and that's great. We need more of that shit. I think we need
She
more of
asked
that.
what do men need, and I put up a hypothetical earlier with the situation with the crack wife. Remember, boil that down. What is that? What is? I'm answering the question of what I need with that hypothetical.
Codependency.
I
You want
need
woman
somebody
attention.
that needs me. I
You
need
need
Yeah.
somebody that
codependent.
needs me.
You're
No, I just
codependent.
need somebody to need
Yes.
me. That's or if that's what that means, then fine, I'll
Yes.
take that. But yeah, I need to be needed. Otherwise, I'm just going to fail
Matthias
at
needs
being a man.
pancakes. Matthias needs pancakes, and then he's good. Just pancake. As long as you could get pancake. We need sandwiches. Clearly, we need sandwiches and pancakes. What do men need, man? I think
They need to be needed, brother. They need to be in society. They need to feel like they're the best version of them is useful, is good. Yeah.
I
So
think that's a thing. They need to feel useful and good. They need to feel useful, and I guess that's why. I don't know. It seems like that's always been the case. Men need to feel useful, and the capitalist is able to, and the government is able to exploit them because of it. Men need to be useful, so therefore the capitalist can say, "Okay, I'll make you useful. Come work for me for 75 hours a week," or the government says, "I'll make you useful. Come die for me," and
Or-
we'll do it.
or there's something wrong with their personality and they think it's everybody else's fault why they can't attract a partner, and so they don't want to change.
Yeah, but where do we go from there? Like that doesn't help. Like what do men and boys need? It's a lot. I mean,
Well,
shit.
it sounds like it boiled down to you need to be needed, so you need a partner, right? To be needed. You need somebody to take care of. You need a family unit. In order to do that, you need to attract that partner.
But
Yeah.
you know what? There's a saying, before you can love someone else, you got to love yourself
Yep.
first. So if you're entering a relationship broken, all you'll end up is broken.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of self, worth, like you're worth it, a little, self worthiness, and to add to that, sometimes I feel like the schools kind of, project, some of the things we hear just, about men. And so, boys will be boys, that's saying, but we shouldn't let
Yeah.
them destroy the school, obviously. But, when I was a kid growing up, we were running around, sometimes we were throwing sticks at each other. It wasn't smart, but, it was just being kids, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of died out. It's sad, but
But you go back to we weren't being watched. We
right.
were raising ourselves, doing horrible shit.
But you guys
dude.
are talking about stuff that's like going back in time. Like there's a difference between telling you what do boys need and what do men need. Like I think what
it
boys
starts
need. But but then what you're really talking about is like third places and stuff like that. Men don't have a third place, and if it is, it's the bar. Like it's always the bar. That's when men get into sports, right? That is, sports becomes their third place, and so they go to a sports bar. But that's dying. Young men don't even watch sports anymore. The numbers are going down. People aren't watching NFL and shit like they used to.
So learn a skill
I don't want
that
it.
attracts a partner
Yeah.
that you want. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself out there to attract the type of person you want.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, shit, bro. I guess you guys.
When I met my husband, he didn't have a job. He was 27 years old and he had brought nothing to the table but a fucking book bag. He came to stay the weekend and never left.
Yeah, okay, but when you say personal development is so important, and what you're saying is something that I think most men would be onto, but that's who's going to give it to him? Andrew Tate. I think young men are looking to try to do some self-improvement, to find out how
The
to be
wrong way.
useful.
You're right. You're right.
And men are doing that. Young men are trying to be needed and trying to be loved. Even like what Steve is saying, like the guys are trying to do self-development, but who do they get as a guru? Fucking Clavicle telling them to smash their faces with hammers, and if they look pretty enough, girls will like them. And do meth.
I love Clav.
Or
I love
meth so
Clav
that
so
you're-
much.
Of course.
Or
perfect.
Andrew Tate or Andrew Tate, who's actually probably most likely a homosexual. Who cares? But
All these guys are gay. All of those.
and they
Clavicle's
hate
totally
women,
gay.
and they hate women. And
He
watching
hates
him,
women. Look what he did for women. Look what he put himself through. He knew all of
He
the
did that.
risks.
He did that for the ROI. He says it himself. He didn't do it for women.
He did it for he did it for access to women. He did it for the love
money.
of the game.
He did it for money. And watching him shoot his firearm was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. That dude is such a loser. And
Clav. Well, now
Tate.
Oh, Tate. Yeah, I don't know if Tate did it for. Tate uses women, doesn't he? He doesn't.
Yes.
Well, he's also, he's almost taken this persona that they're like a secondary human being, and he used to be Christian, and then he jumped the fence to the other side and
now he's
to
Muslim.
Islam, and that doesn't help it. But that's the problem too.
He somehow became more misogynist. Because I wonder which happened first. Did he become more misogynist when he went into Islam, or did he become Islamic because he's so misogynist?
It's whatever made more money.
Yep. All right. Well, this is now a 2-hour and 20-minute show. It's time to go because I'm going to do a gaming stream here soon. So I'm going to kick you guys all out. Thank you, everybody, for talking for the PYB Pick Your Battles. I'm here 5 days a week at 1 p.m. every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday. And we're doing Coffee Talk tonight. Coffee Talk at 5 p.m. I'm probably, what time is it? It's probably at 5:30 again. I keep on going over. Oh, shit. It's already 4 o'clock. 5:30. We'll do the Dark Sky Gaming. We're doing Coffee Talk. I got my new first night with the gaming computer. So it's the first time we're setting that up.
Are you coping with the schedule, or is this like too much for you?
No, the schedule's great. I just wish that I had the discipline to tighten it up. Like I want to go 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. That's 6 hours of streaming, and if I go long on the gaming, that's fine. But no, I don't burn out, man. But I need to. The schedule's great. I could go longer, but I need to find out I
love my Sky content, so as much as you want to put out there, I'll consume. But I just don't want you to get burned out.
Also, I'll put this out there since we've got a lot of members watching, a lot of people who are into the content. If you are watching this and you think there's something that's clippable or something you think is funny, one of the things that I don't have time to do is go through my own content and try to just timestamp it or say, hey, clip this guy and put that in the comment. And YouTube will actually give me a link where I can clip that myself. It'll take me way less time. One of the things that I'm running into, that's the one thing that I can't get to is actually editing my own content. Because I'm streaming for 6 fucking hours or 7 hours today. So, yeah.
I just want to plug my channel real quick.
Do it.
My name, Smokin' Blondie. Go check out my music. And
yeah, her music's great. Please, anybody you guys come. I should make people plug their shit more when they come on. Cool. Yeah, go to Smokin' Blondie. Great music over there. Why don't you? Shit, I should share some. Why don't you share one of your songs on the community tab of this channel, so that I can?
Will do.
Yeah, please do that. I'd love that. Yeah.
Okay, will do.
Cool. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in about an hour and a half. Sky burned out. Never. Thank you, guys, so much. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
See you. Take
Bye,
care,
everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.